Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for our third live commentary for international rugby. We just witnessed a nail-biting game between the Springboks and England, and now we have got another one of these matches that could go either way. Wales versus Australia. Wales at home at Principality Stadium. This is going to be a prelim for what we will get to see at the group stage of the Rugby World Cup in just a few years' time. In fact, it's getting closer and closer by the minute, so I am very excited to see how we have also got there. Well, here we go. Well, you all got the drinks, you all got the snacks as well. The mob is on its way, says Russell there. I'm listening to this just for the great commentary alone. Thank you very much, Dales. Appreciate you being here for this one once again. But now, looking through at the starting lineups for yet another game of international rugby. Our marathon continues, and at this stage, Wales have come out with a very strong side. Wyn Jones starting at 1, Ryan Elias will be at 2, and then it will be Thomas Francis who will be slotting in at 3. Adam Baird moves to 4 for this game, with Seb Davis starting at number 5. So a good locking duo there for Wales in this one. Still missing Alan Wyn Jones due to his injury, but Adam Baird and Davis certainly have got the capabilities available to do well. As no Will Rowlands, though, because he was there last week. Instead, Davis takes that place. Ellis Jenkins, once again, getting his chance in that number 6 jersey. Tane Basham moves back to 7. He played 8 last week. And then Wainwright will slot back in at number 8. Thomas Williams starts at 10. Starts at 9. Dan Bigger starts at 10. It will be important in this back line. Also, it will be Willis Halaholo getting his first start of this tour, and he is at number 12. Nick Tompkins at 13. Lewis Rees-Zammit slots back into 14 after being out on the left wing for the last match. Josh Adams returns to that left wing position. He had a little bit of an injury last week. He was going to be playing in the centres last week. And then Liam Williams slotting in at number 15. We have got there. I expect Wales to be too strong for the Aussies as well, says Whole Bitcoin. And world's best commentator Hamish is on the game as well. There's David Russell. Appreciate you being here, dude, as well, says Gustavo. And also Wallabies squad thin as well, says John. And I think the Aussies are going to dominate Wales as well, says Dewey there. And also Lewis Rees-Zammit is a future Lion to watch as well. Yeah, he was in the British and Irish Lions this year. Didn't really get a huge amount of game time, unfortunately, for himself, but certainly a talented player. Third time, dude, grab a coffee as well, says Gustavo. Although we're really riding a wave of momentum at the moment, that's for sure. We've just witnessed a game that just well and truly woke me up. And I can't even say sentences at the moment. That's how exciting it was. But now looking through at the Wallabies starting lineup now, the man who is missing at the moment, who you can't see in that number 3 jersey, when you see him, you'll be like, oh, okay, it's going to be a good one. Tongan Thor, Taniela Tupou returns. It's going to be number 3 for that match. James Slipper goes back into that Lucia prop side, and then Tololatu gets his first start for the Wallabies. He has been playing in the top 14. I believe he's at Stade Francais, the same side as Nadi Lamapa, and also Sekou Makalu, who is not going to be playing in that game a little bit later on up against the All Blacks, but is very talented. And Tololatu also very talented player. Rory Arnold, Isaac Rodder make up the locking combo. So still sticking with what they feel will work. Will Skelton going to be once again coming off the bench here. Rob Leota starts at 6. Pete Samu starts at 7. For the first time in about the last 6 years, it is going to be someone who isn't Michael Hooper, who isn't David Pocock. His name is Pete Samu, and he's a very talented player. Rob Valentini starting at 8, and then that is the 4-pack that the Wallabies have decided to go with. I should also mention James Slipper going to be captaining for this game. He has over 100 test match caps. Finally gets his chance to captain the Wallabies. Now, Nick White will be starting at 9. James O'Connor at 10, the combo that they have gone with for the past couple of weeks. So they will be hoping that it does work out for them in that regard. Hunter Paisami and Len Ikatel also no changes there in the midfield. But now, big change here. Filippo Dalgunu returns for the Wallabies. It's going to be exciting to see what he can do. The last time we saw him was in that game up against France in the second test match, I believe it was, of that series in July. But he is back now. He is raring to go, and he will be excited to get to mark up against a little bit of a challenge in Lewis Rees-Zammit. A lot of a challenge, I should say, because that's going to be tough. Like when you just now return from injury, when he did end up, I believe he broke his wrist or something along those lines. And now it's like, hey, let's just put you up against one of the quickest players in all of world rugby. See how you go. Sure, he's going to be up for the challenge, though. And then Andrew Callaway, try-scoring machine, scored the most tries out of anyone in the Rugby Championship. Hasn't scored for the past couple of weeks, though, so he will be due to get himself one here. And then Kurtley Bell, once again, is going to be slotting in at 15. And when we talk about the top 14, here's a name that comes to mind due to Racing 92 and his kind of role there at the club. We have got the Hamish emojis in the chat from Katie Dixon. That yellow card for Khaleesi was well-deserved. He never shut up all game, even when calls went against him. and against him and his team as us. He's going to come in England is the dirtiest team I've ever seen, says Apple there, and he knew what he was doing and still tried to claim innocence. And Pistol Pete there in the chat from John, and like and smash the subscribe button, and also join the awesome Kiwi lads as well, says David. David, if you want access to those emojis, it is the join channel button on our main page. If you do want to check it out, it is hugely appreciated, the support you guys have been showing. South Africa had no attack, and when they did, they would choke as well, says Immortals there. And you heard the man as well, says Katie Dixon. I feel like that's become one of the sayings that I have said very often into the past as well. But now we will look at the reserves that the Wallabies and also that Wales have decided to go with. They have got Elliot D there at number 16. Then Thomas and Lewis will be the rest of the front row that Wales have got as their option. Ben Carter, and also it will be Chinza, who did get a little bit of a chance a little bit earlier on in that last game, or sorry, late in the last game. But now they are just talking to Michael Hooper at the moment. Tendon in the midfoot is what Michael Hooper has got himself at the moment for his injury. So sadly, it does mean that he is going to be missing from this game, but he is nominated for World Player of the Year. So it is going to be probably between him and Antoine Dupont as the two options that might be able to get it. Gareth Davis going to be at 21, Reece Priestland, and then Johnny McNichol, who has been playing pretty well in the midfield, at fullback before Liam Williams returned. He is going to be there now at 23. Folau Fainga'a, Angus Bell, and Alan Alatoa also returning from his head knock. Will Skelton, Lockie Swinton, a name that we haven't seen too often in the last few little whiles. And also we have got there Tate McDermott. Then it will be Foketi gets the start at number 22, finally gets an opportunity for the Wallabies. And then Tom Wright will be at 23 for that one as well. Highbrow as well, says David and Kana. Get back at your boxes. This is brilliant. Also, we have got their Wales, and I think the Aussies will take this. And what time is kickoff? It is going to be in 12 minutes time. So at 6:30 a.m. New Zealand time is when this one will be kicking off. Tonga down by 6 with 8 minutes to go. Looks like my multi is over now if they lose as well, says Aiden. Although if you had Fiji, it was a draw in that one, Aiden. So I'm not too sure what that does to your multi in the end. But yeah, Fiji having a tough run with Georgia. And I felt like that could have been the case, but at this stage now, it will be Wales. We will look at the past fixtures that they have had. They had a tough game first of all up against New Zealand, 54 points to 16 in the end that one was. Then they had a very close game up against South Africa, 23 points to the Springboks, and then 18 to Wales. They have got themselves one win of this Northern Hemisphere tour, though. They were able to beat Fiji in what was a very tightly contested game right up until the last moment, where in the end, Wales were able to run away with it a little bit, 38 points to the 23. Looking through at Japan, not Japan, but they did play Japan a little bit earlier on before the autumn internationals. Then Scotland, they did lose to them. England, they did lose to them. This game now, they need to try and win it, but Wales will not be willing to let that happen. Australia could come out of the store with no wins, depending on how it goes, but they've got a capable side. All of these sides are warming up. Wales are the Six Nations champions. Liam Williams, he is going to be an important player out there on the field for Wales as well. And also, who's Tonga playing? They are playing Romania at this stage of Mortals, and also England smashed. South Africa totally dominated as well, says username, and also it's just half the odds as well, says Aiden DV. And also we have got there, never thought I'd say this, but Rassie Erasmus was right. 18 odd penalties and 1 yellow card, 6 penalties and a yellow card for trying to catch the ball as well, says Apple there. And now at this stage, we are only 10 minutes away from this match getting underway, and it should be a very exciting one. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be scoring the first try of this match. Agree, Apple, quality of refereeing is boring, is poor. And also we have got there, it's over. They down by 9 against Tonga, or against Romania. My $100 multi is over. I'm never going to trust Tonga again, says Aiden, but Romania, I mean, Sebastian Hill will have a big smile on his face at the moment for sure. And that's why it's got there. We played well through. Although, we played well, though, as it did England, says Brennan. Also, World Rugby as well, says RJJ. But at this stage, these teams making their way off the field. They are getting very close to getting ready to go. I do see there Vincent Chinza, important player for Wales in the later stages of this game. Had its debut last week. Very phenomenal player and up and coming in the future as well. We have got there South Africa dominated most of the second, and a low smash equals 1 point as well, says Brennan. But the big thing here as well with this game, it's all about bringing in those up-and-comers. Like we have seen in that last game, they did actually give Freddie Stewart man of the match for anyone who was curious about that game. And he was saying for that World Cup final, he was watching it in a student bar. And now he is playing for England. And he played phenomenally under the high ball, very sharp. And also LMAO, as I says, the username there in the chat. But now, at this stage, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is scoring the first try of this match. I'm going to say Lewis Rees-Zammit. I think he's going to do some sort of chip and chase. And I think it is going to be the case of him just being able to chase the ball, similar to what Will Jordan did a couple of weeks ago in that game up against, I want to say it was up against Wales, was it, that he did do that chip and chase? So that would be slightly, I guess, justice for Wales if they were able to get it. I've realised now when I move my legs, the whole screen moves. Kind of weird. I've got a green screen behind me, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who is wondering, I am not actually in Principality Stadium. I am in New Zealand, and it is currently 6:21 a.m. The sun is up. It's looking like it's going to be a nice day, which is pretty awesome to see. And hopefully, we will be able to get plenty done. Bets on over sitting 10 minutes in the bun as well, says Russell. And also, we have got there Callaway to score first. Although Michael Hooper, he is not playing in this game, Russell, due to an injury. So instead, Pete Samu going to be slotting in at 7. I think Dom Wright and Callaway to score first, says Immortals, and certainly beat South Africa on penalties given away, says it Brennan there. Oh, I mean Dalgunu, says Dwayne there. For who he thinks is going to be scoring that first try. Yeah, Dalgunu, it is great to see him back. And there goes my weekly play. Romania is up by 13 now. Tell you what, Romania, fair play to them. They are doing nicely. That's so annoying. Every week, one team stuffs me over as well, says Aiden. And yeah, I am sorry about clapping for that multi, Aiden. But yeah, Romania, they were the underdogs going into that game. So I think that is why it is so impressive that they have been able to get themselves a win. They might actually move above Tonga in the world rankings. After that, who's my bad as well? Says Russell, no worries, mate. Do you think Pete Samu will go to the bin, though? Possibly. Could be on the cards. And also, we have got their refs wearing knee pads soon as well, says RJJ. But they are just having a bit of a panel show about these two sides. I will show the starting lineup once again here for Wales, because they are going to be one of those sides that if they can start well and they can start fast, they will be able to put the Wallabies under pressure. But the Wallabies are a gritty, grindy side at times, and they will be not wanting to leave this Northern Hemisphere tour without a single win to their name. They have got their Liam Williams starting at fullback. He will be a key for them in this picture. The Wallabies actually wearing their Indigenous kit as well here, so they will be in the dark green with the Indigenous patterns as well. But then looking through at the other options for Wales, Lewis Rees-Zammit, Josh Adams, Nick Tompkins, also Hala Holo and Dan Bigger, Thomas Williams. That is a very strong back line. And when they do get it going, if they can get that crisp passing going early on, they will be able to be pretty dominant in that back line, I would think. But we will have to wait and see, of course, because the Wallabies, they have not got a shabby back line either. Filippo Dalgunu returns. How much rust will be there for that man after not playing for about 3 or 4 months? Then also Andrew Callaway, he's been informed. Hunter Paisami, crash ball. Lena Cattell got a little bit of crash ball in him as well. And then Kurtley Bill slotting in at fullback. Maybe it's his time to be able to shine. I know that he struggled a little bit last week in the game up against England, but perhaps now it will be a perfect opportunity for him to get it going. Nick White starting at 9. I know a lot of people wanted to see Tate McDermott, but he will be missing for the first half of this game. Tolo Latu starts at 2, and Pete Samu will be starting at number 7. Then looking through at the benches, we have Oscar there in the chat as well. Probably tired from traveling as well. You should do a live for a league tonight as well, says Kiwi Shadow. Kiwi Shadow NZ and cricketing. You should do a live for the league tonight, or a league tonight. Sorry, I think that is. Sorry, I feel like I was very confused there, but I might consider doing it for the Wellington Phoenix perhaps, as they have got their first game coming up very soon. Got you on the big screen over hashtag Jumbotron as well. So thank you very much. And these names will be very big, I assume, on that big screen morning. I see England beats South Africa by like 1 point as well. Says no one. They did indeed. A final kick from Marcus Smith, who was cool, calm, and collected throughout that whole game. Played phenomenally, and also Freddie Stewart, man of the match for England. It's tough loss to England, but put behind now, shouting for Australia as well, says Kevin there. And yeah, this stage, they would certainly love to be able to get themselves a win here. Australia, they feel maybe with the way that they've been going, they do deserve to get just the one. They will have to wait and see, though. Teni Alatupo returning for them is absolutely huge, though. And I feel like he's going to be one to watch out for throughout this whole game. Yep, exciting match as well, says Brennan there. Now we are going to have the national anthems of both these sides, and then we are going to be underway for our third game. Back to back to back. My voice is starting to struggle, but we're going to be powering through, and it's time as well, says Thick Boy. And like, seriously, probably never going to trust a rugby team again. Like, I just give up now. Like, I don't think I should be making any multis with teams I don't even know. As well, says Aiden, yeah. It's always like rugby, even when you think like you know a team well, like sometimes they can just have a terrible game of rugby. And unfortunately, it does happen more often than not now. Like, if you had like Ireland versus Japan, to be honest, I thought that was going to be a close game, and Japan ended up losing it by 55 points. Like, I don't think anyone was predicting that one. Like, I know that people who were back in Ireland probably would have said 20 to 30 or something like that, but not 55 points. Like, that is huge. But now at this stage, the Australian national anthem taking place. They are showing the return of Alatoa, also Teni Alatupo, and that's why the ball is not round as well. Says Brennan there, and keep it up, Kiwi lads. Says RJJ, thank you very much, mate. Come on, Wallabies. But they are showing Michael Hooper. He will be gutted that he can't be out on the field here for his Wallaby side. He would have absolutely loved to be and be able to get right into the action up against the Welsh, who will not be an easy beat at Principality Stadium. They're going to have to work hard. They're going to have to make sure that they are precise in this game as well, especially today. Literally any game could go either way as well, says Sick Boy. And also, yeah, I've got there. Is this your day job? Because if it isn't, it should be as well, says Darby. Pretty much it is I always call it my part-time, full-time job because I do spend every hour of every day doing either the commentary side of it, or also we have got our kind of other YouTube channel side of it where we do a bit of gaming and whatnot. But pretty much it's a full-time job in terms of hours, but then it's like a part-time slash like very limited part-time job in terms of the revenue. But then, as you guys know, any revenue on this channel goes straight back into green screens, microphones, anything to try and improve it. So this one, it's going to be upgraded very soon once we do have the funds to be able to do so. We have got their thick yes. Going to be a great couple of years watching with some low-level teams set to present fireworks as well. And also, come on, folks, like and subscribe, says Russell. And that's now basically 15 points up now. What is Tonga smoking as well, says Aiden. Although I will say, Aiden, in some regard, it probably does hurt that you didn't quite get your multi, but you're probably, I guess, slightly more thankful that they're losing by 15 rather than losing by 3 or something like that, because then that can hurt a lot more, I would think. And also, we keep waiting for Sky Sports to show up and start headhunting Hamish, but they can't have him as well. Hamish needs to start his own network, says KD Dixon. We actually had a Rugby Pass person on the chat earlier on today. Who knows? Maybe something could be coming up soon. Come on, folks. Likes and subscribe, says Russell there in the chat. But we have got the Welsh national anthem. Oh, this is going to be one of those matches like after England versus South Africa. People will probably think, right, that's the match of the weekend done. There's still 2 more massive games tonight, and my voice is going to disappear well and truly by the end of it. But Scotland able to get their win over Japan, a 15-all draw between Georgia and Fiji. For those who are curious about that result, Romania, they look like they're going to be beating Tonga. Scotland, they were able to get their win over Japan, like I mentioned, and also South Africa. They did lose by 1 point to England. Love the Welsh national anthem as well, says John. Me too, mate. It's just one that brings up like the hairs stand up on your arms. And it is going to be an absolutely awesome fixture between these two sides. We're getting extremely close to kickoff, so I will mention anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you do enjoy a Rugby Down Under podcast, or international rugby podcast, I should say, we have got the pinned comment there. We'll take you to the Rugby Down Under podcast, where we talk all things international rugby, including the results that we have seen so far. So it's going to be a big one with the games that we have witnessed so far in this week. Should have picked an extra bit. Should have placed an extra bit of cash on Romania to win by 15 or less as well, says Aiden there. And also we have got there, glad the box lost, says Chrisio there. And with the games so far, Wales and France might win today as well, says Immortals. Tell you what, could be interesting. I know that Wales are definitely, I believe they're the favourites heading into this game, but it's the big question of whether or not we are going to get to see the Wallabies just fire out on all cylinders. Honestly, well done, mate. Keep it up. Was the South Africa's last game tonight, says Darby. It was indeed. Sadly, this is the last round of the autumn international fixtures. I wish it wasn't, but the next game we do get to see the Springboks, I believe, will be after the Six Nations. So that's going to be a little while, maybe in around that July window, or maybe even a little bit earlier on if we're lucky. But they're showing the benches. Will Skelton is a big player in both regards of size and also skill. And he's going to be important in the later stages of this game for the Wallabies. But at this stage, they are wearing the Indigenous kit and no as well, says Dowie. And also we have the All Blacks. Could go back to number 1. So says Chris. And also beautiful sunrise, Hamish, says Charles de Kock. Looks all right, to be honest. It's currently daytime here in New Zealand, 6:30 a.m. and enjoy your show to entertain and keep it up, says Calvin there. And also I agree, Brennan. I think that from what I've seen, Scotland are in for a great few years, just added the pod to the weekly download as well, says John. So thank you very much, man. I wish South Africa won their game as well, says Shadow. And South Africa have a lot of training to do then, says Dowie. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I just bit my tongue. That was painful. Hate when you do that. But Mike Addington is going to be in charge of this one. Love the guys at Green and Gold Rugby, a report card as well, says John. And also we have got there in the chat, South Africa have a lot of training to do. But Nick White going to be kicking off this one here for the Wallabies. They are going from right to left in the Indigenous kit, like I mentioned in this game between Wales and Australia is now going to be underway. We're actually in the top 15, I don't believe it. Romania 32, Tonga 20. Congratulations, Sebastian. And I guess that is for my one that I did lose on Rugby Challenge. I'm sure they made up for it in that regard when I was beaten by Georgia. But now sitting in the top 15, absolutely awesome for the Romanians. That's going to be a big kick downfield from Dan Biggar, not finding the touchline though. And now Kurtley Bell looking for his own 50-22 by the looks of it, striking it well, straight into the hands there of Dan Biggar. Oh, sorry, Liam Williams drops to a knee, and Land of the Fathers as well. And also, well, if South Africa is out, then my money is on New Zealand to win, hands down. As I said, Darwin also had a lot of money riding on South Africa. Says Shadow. And the thing is, the odds were probably pretty good for South Africa overall due to them being not hugely the favourite in that game. I believe they came in just about $1.70 favourites, Barbara versus Manu Samoa next week, or the Barbarian, sorry. Says Chris, yeah, that game we are going to be covering on the Channel Zone. Should be a very entertaining one. That's going to be taken beautifully by Hunter Paisami. Trying to drive himself forward. Nick White now passing it back. James Slipper drawing past there. James O'Connor, great low tackle on him by Halaholo. Tried to get up and go again, but not quite able to wrestle his way free. Now Pete Samu with the step, trying to break through. Tackled by Thomas Francis. Has he got a mullet at the moment, Thomas Francis? He looks like he's got a big mopper here. But now Kurtley Bell passes it back. Lena Caddell driving forward. James O'Connor on the inside. And the Wallabies starting this match quick and starting it well. Now once again going back, Isaac Rodder. Beautiful run. Taniela Tupou, Tongan Thor, welcome back to the Wallabies, driving his way forward towards the 10-metre line. Nick White going to the short side. The captain here, James Slipper. His first carry of the game, and what an honour it will be for that man to get to wear the captain's jersey. Michael Hooper on the sidelines with an injury. Isaac Rodder there trying to get just a couple more metres. Rob Valentini trying to march his way forward, not quite able to, and now it is once again going to be available. It's an advantage there for the Wallabies. Nick White looking for the ball. It's still not coming out now. And now they have got it going back now. Hunter Paisami, little grub. Oh, it's going to be Andrew Kellaway. Jumps on it. Kellaway scores. And it is the try to the Wallabies. What a start to the game for the Wallabies here. And they have done very nicely indeed. It is a try. And they have been able to score it. We will go like this. And tell you what, already we're going to have to add a try scorer to that list. I didn't think it would be this early on that we will be adding it. But Andrew Kellaway, I should have known his name, would be getting put somewhere near that list before the end of this game. Scored the most out of any player in the Rugby Championship in 2 minutes. And the Wallabies started this one crisp. And they were able to get themselves their first points of the game, I should say. Hunter Paisami gave it off to Taniela Tupou. Was just driving his way forward. Tame Basham trying to slow him down, but you pretty much have to tie up both those legs to stop him from continuously marching. And also we have got there just the start I wanted to say, Thick Boy, and also well in there. Oh yeah, Thick Boy is Welsh, isn't he? Hopefully they fight back, Thick Boy. He had some big numbers on that last stream. I was just well, says David Dale. He did indeed. It was absolutely incredible the amount of support you guys will be showing on these recent live streams, and we have plenty more coming tonight and also tomorrow. And Dracula overcomes them big Tongans as well, says Hold Bitcoin, and also told you it would be Callaway in the chat from William. 2 minutes in, says Assassin in the South, says Dwayne, and they have been able to convert that one as well. They're the Wallabies for James O'Connor, so starting this one nicely for himself. And now the Wallabies, they are just showing the replay here. It was Hunter Paisami, did the no-look grubber. In the end, Andrew Callaway able to wrestle his way through, and Liam Williams just a little bit out of position there, not able to get onto that grubber. I told you it would be Callaway as well. Says Immortals, and yeah, very good shout for him to be able to score the opening try of this game, but now kicked off by Wales. They are under pressure, 7-0 now in the early stages. Taken nicely by Andrew Callaway once again, and it seems like as soon as he starts a match well, he seems to always end up finishing a match well as well. It's going to be reversed there. Obstruction is the call, and now it's a penalty for Wales, and my goodness, that was quick. Oh, poor Wales as well. Says chat Dwayne, and also hopefully they play like this for 80 minutes, and great start for Australia there from Assassin. They are going to be taking on the shot here, Wales, after getting themselves the penalty. This game feels like it is going to be one that I will have to talk very quickly throughout perhaps, but it was in the end a bit of obstruction there on, I believe it was Thomas Williams, and then on Lewis Rees-Zammit. No Josh Adams. Hear what I'm saying, everyone? He was just bumped off by Isaac Rodder. And that is why it did become the penalty, but he is not too happy with that one, Isaac Rodder, but gives away little bit of a soft penalty for him. And now it does mean that Wales should be able to get this back to only a 4-point contest. I think I only yawned once throughout that last whole match, so that was pretty impressive. I already yawned once and 5 minutes in, and we've already had a try, which is not good news, but 6, or it's good news that we've had a try, not good news that I've started yawning. 6:35 a.m. at the moment here in New Zealand. It is certainly early, but we are still going. Lewis Rees-Zammit's last try, or try last week, was insane. Tell you what, the pace that man has as well. But I believe that was actually, is that the gas station pump, if I'm not wrong there, from Thick Boy. But yeah, he has got pure pace, and that is something that he'll want to use up against Filippo Dalgunu, who is only recently returning from his injury. Dan Bigger now lining up this one 5 minutes into this game. And he's been able to strike it nicely, Dan Bigger. And now the score is going to be 3 points to Wales and 7 to Australia. So we've already had 10 points in the first 6 minutes of this game. Yeah, Australia, they will certainly be hoping to get themselves a win. Wayne Pivac, important game for him as head coach. Yep, man's got gas. As well, says Nick Boy, very talented. Lewis Rees-Sama. And like someone said, British and Irish Lions, he will become a staple for them over the next kind of decade or so, depending on how long he does play for. But if he can keep that pace that he has got and also just keep on improving like he is, Liam Williams tackled hard there by Andrew Callaway. And now at this stage, it is going to be Thomas Williams fires back once again here for Wales. Tane Basham. And he has been a very good player for Wales throughout this season of the Autumn Internationals. Wales simply aren't good enough as well. We need an overhaul starting with upper management as well, says Gavin. So who would you say you would like as head coach? Gavin, I assume that is who you are going for with Wayne Pivac possibly out on his way. But yeah, do let me know who you would have as your head coach. Callaway misses last match against England as well, says Rashikesh Panda as well. He was actually playing, I believe, I think he was on the right wing for that last match. But we just didn't really get to see him too much. Tololatu, beautiful inside ball there to Nick White, and he has recently joined back up with the squad, and he is already getting an opportunity to start with. It will be Folau Fainga'a coming off the bench. Now it is once again Rory Arnold, ball stripped from him, but it has gone backwards. Nick White having a bit of a fumble. Another fumble there from James O'Connor, and it is a knock on. But they're going back for the original knock on against Wales. Stripped in the tackle is the comment from Mike Addison there. And at this stage, only 7 minutes in it already. One try from Andrew Callaway and already 3 points for Wales. But it was in the end ripped away by, I believe that is Tane Basham. Yes, it was. It was able to strip it from him, but they did call it as a knock on. Okay, they're not only, coach, we need changes at union level as well, says Gavin. Yeah, the URC is going to be an interesting competition when it does come back. I believe it's next week that it does make its way back in. I would say, tell you what, we'll ask the question, Gavin, or everyone in the chat, in fact, who is going to finish highest out of all the Welsh sides in the URC? Do let me know, because I know that Munster and Leinster for Ireland, and also it would be probably the Bulls and the Sharks for South Africa as the two sides that really are up there. So who would you say for Wales is one to look out for? Yeah, let's go there. I think we're going through a transitional period, so it's bound to be up and down. Plus, we're still missing a lot of decent players. I think Pivac has done well with what he's got, to be fair, as well. And greetings in the chat from Kevin as well. Welcome back in to the live stream, mate. But they are showing here Wyn Jones. He is back in that Welsh starting lineup. It is great to see him. He did miss quite a bit of the British and Irish Lions tour due to injury, and he was right up there in terms of one of those players that everyone felt were going to be able to make a big impact. And maybe, tell you what, there's going to be big impact on this near side of the scrum, though, because he is up against Tongan Thor Taniela Tupou for his very first game. And it's going to be pretty tough for him to be able to get in there and really contest with that big man. Oh, tell you what, that's big contact. Even before the ball's been put in, those two just holding each other up, doing very nicely. That's a lot of pressure there on Wyn Jones next, but it's still going to be on the side of the Wallabies. Nick White now with the attacking run. They've got men on the outside. Paisami now out to Bill Dalgunu. First touch of the match, wrestled backwards by Lewis Rees-Sama, though, muscling up with the strong man out on the wing. Nick White now goes back to Isaac Rodder. He's going to be taking the contact deal once again. Wrestled down, tackle, releases the call from the referee. Nick White now passing out to Paisami. Still going to be available, though, for the Wallabies. They have had more of the possession in the early stages of this game. Pete Samu getting the start over Hooper with his injury. And now he will have the big opportunity in their number 7 jersey. Like I mentioned at the start of this live stream, the last time the number 7 jersey was contested, it was in about 2015 or so when it wasn't Hooper or Pocock. And for goodness sake, give Pivac a chance as well. Says that Jeff there. And also we have got there, well, great question. I think the Scarlets are most consistent as well. And I say 1 Scarlets, 2 Cardiff, 3 Ospreys, and 4 the Dragons. As well, says Sebastian there. And also you two are Kiwi Lad Soldiers along with Hamish. I compliment you all as well. And I think Australia will be good in the first half and then will be bad in the second half, says Shadow. And now Wales are going to be kicking this one for the touchline. They got themselves another penalty. The discipline side of the Wallabies has been letting them down a little bit lately. We know that that penalty that did get that try disallowed of Michael Hooper's up against Scotland was a neck roll there from, in the end, James Slipper, who just got a little bit wrong in that one and only had 3 hours of sleep. Cussies as well. Welcome in. So they don't feel like snoring. As I said, Smithy, I feel like I've been snoring for about 12 hours with the way that my throat is going to be feeling after this one. Greeting from Limerick as well. Hard luck to you. Last Saturday was at the game in Ireland 1. It was a great game as well. Watching it with my daughters Penny and Hannah and Mum Barbara as well. Says Kevin, tell you what, That game, though, like, I feel like there's no way to be angry at that game as an All Black supporter because Ireland just came out, just played, it was just incredible for them. Like, I had a smile ear to ear throughout that whole match, and Ireland just kept on pressing, and it was absolutely awesome to see. And I'm looking forward to seeing them up against Argentina tomorrow night as well. And also, we have got their one. It's not on Pivak, and two Pivak's had 2 years as well. Says Gavin there, and also we have got their right back at you. Says Sebastian for David. But yeah, you guys stick with us no matter the hour of the morning or night. You guys are here for these live streams. Thomas Williams, just a little knock on there from number 5 for this one, which is actually going to be Seb Davis, who's getting the start. And also, I'm from Limerick too. Says Kanakoin and okay, for some reason, my body has decided that now is the live stream to do a whole heap of yawns on. Hopefully, it does improve as we keep on going, though. But we are currently sitting at 6:42 a.m. here in New Zealand. The next game that we are going to be covering on the channel kicks off at 9, and that is between the All Blacks and France, and should be an absolutely awesome one. We are all legendary on this channel. I would 100% agree with that as well. Like, you guys tune in every single week for the live commentary. We have also got our games of the URC, the Top 14, the Gallagher Premiership, and also Super Rugby when it comes around. We are going to be covering on the channel alongside the 7. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, check out the Kiwi Lad Sport. It is the pinned comment. The second link is to the Kiwi Lad Sport. We will be covering a little bit of cricket in the near future. Funny thing is that you are in my tomorrow morning and I'm in your yesterday afternoon here in the States as well, says John. Yeah, time zones are a bit weird when I think about them. Like, I still try and work out exactly what a time zone's doing, and I can't. But that's a big push there from the Wallabies, and they win themselves the penalty at scrum time. Solid scrum for them there. Took their time, didn't decide to try and force it too much. It's very bright yellow numbers on the back of the Indigenous kit, I have noticed now, but Tani Alatupo once again causing problems in that front row for Win Jones. Yawn alert as well, says Katie Dixon there. And also we have got there, I won $14.50 on the Waikato versus Tasman game, as us is not mum, and it would have been an absolutely awesome one to watch live while you were at the ground. So hopefully you did enjoy it, and that last minute where the Mooloos were able to get the win, I'm sure that would have been absolutely incredible for you. Hopefully you were ringing your cowbell. I was going to say, I'm in South Africa right now as well, says Shadow. So I assume you are sitting at, is it 5:43 p.m.? If I'm not wrong, but I could be wrong there. I might have it the wrong way around for the hours we have got there. Might I suggest you go get yourself an espresso, Hamish, as well. Says Kanako. No, I'll probably end up having a snack in between the next 2 live streams. Try and wake myself up a little bit more. Australia have really taken the string out of the atmosphere inside the Principality Stadium with the impressive start. Yeah, they've been going well early on in this game, and now it's a penalty to Wales, though. So the Welsh side, they are still going to be fighting throughout this match. Lewis Rees-Zammit dropping. Looks like he's got a little bit of a knock to the knee here. Curtly Bill leaving his feet as the penalty there. Some of the Wallabies missing against England, and it costed them as well, says Haura Shikesh. And also 7:44 in South Africa at the moment. Also, I had to duck away for a bit. Thanks for waiting for me as well, says Russell. No worries, mate. I do appreciate you being here. So far, we've had the one try. Andrew Callaway able to score it in the 2nd minute of this game, and high 80 have mercy on Hamish as well, says David Russell there in the chat. Also, we have got there. All Blacks were brilliant. It was great to get the win. Great rugby ambassadors as well, says Kevin. And, you know, it's just like that atmosphere at Aviva Stadium, like the fact that you were actually there for it, like that is one of those, like, I would say like I want to say once in a lifetime, but I feel like depending on what games you have been to, perhaps that won't be true, but definitely you will remember that day for a long time of being able to be at the ground and just feeling like that whole atmosphere, because it's completely different. Like this background at the moment, it's actually a green screen for myself, but if I was there behind me, like in that stand with Oiba people, Principality Stadium with the roof on would just get blown off for that regard. But now kicking it for the touchline once again here, Wales trying to work their way up the field, currently sitting 14 minutes into this game. Who's watching the All Blacks? Says Tim. I am indeed, mate. We are going to be covering it on the channel as well. So if you guys are new, be sure to leave a like. What do you think about the Argentina rugby team? Says Shadow. I like them. It's just they've been a little bit hard done by the last little while in terms of they're always very close to being able to break through for a game, but they never quite get there. That's a short ball in the hands of Halaholo. Now got it 25 meters out. Thomas Williams. Oh, Valetini, big hit there on Adam Baird, and he felt that one. It's on the side of the Wallabies as well, and it is going to be stopping here. I think Adam Baird, they might be going upstairs to check on him. I think he is knocked out here by the looks of it. Does not look too flash for Adam Baird. He took a big bit of contact from Rob Valetini, and also you in 2 cents. Rugby are awesome as well, says Rishikesh. Thank you very much, mate. All Blacks were brilliant. And also, what do you think about the Argentina rugby team? But yeah, I hope to see them do well, and I hope that they have, oh, that's going to be a yellow card. That might be a yellow card for Rob Valetini here. Or will Was he wrapping the arms? What do you think about the singing over the haka or the booing? I think it's disrespectful as well, says Jeff. I think it is just they were trying to get in the minds of the All Blacks for that one. But yeah, I know that no matter where they go, it seems to be some places are completely silent, but then other places do have their own way of like kind of firing up their team in that situation. And also Argentina are improving year on year. Montoya gets them together. I think, tell you what, he's phenomenal, Julian Montoya, and I hope he has a good game tomorrow as well. And yeah, we need him. We need to get him some coffee as well. The TMO review here, Adam Baird. That's not a good tackle from Rob Valentini. That's going to be at least a yellow card here, as my prediction. We have else to go there. Which is your favorite black drink? Favorite flavor? Coca-Cola versus Pepsi versus Thumbs Up. I personally like Thumbs Up. It is a very high drink in terms of gas and flavor as well, says Coding. I haven't actually probably had a Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or I've never had a Thumbs Up. So I think the last time I had Pepsi or Coke was probably like a few years ago. So I'd probably say Coca-Cola, I guess. But George loves himself a Pepsi. That is for sure, but they are just checking this one over and over again. What does it mean for the Rugby World Rankings? As well says AJ and come on Aussies, and the chat from it is as well, but they definitely do not want. What are they deciding here? Head-on-head contact. Player is upright. Come from distance. Plenty of speed. High degree of danger. No mitigation. It's a red. This is the only thing that I got that's slightly red, but Rob Valentini is going to be seeing something a little bit different to this one. He is going to be gone for the rest of the game now. And I believe because it is the Autumn Nations Series, he is going to be off the field for the remainder of this game. That is huge for them in this one. Everyone's got the bogey team. New Zealanders are in it as well, says Sick Boy. And also, I find that Sweet Low, Sweet Chariot song annoying as well, says Edward. And also, we have got there, come on Aussies, in the chat. And it looks like now Adam Baird has got blood on his face, and he is going to be going off the field. And now at this stage, we have got there, well, it's been fun as well, says the big VHL. What do you think about Faf de Klerk? He's very talented player. He does enjoy a kick every once in a while, that is for sure. And also, we have got there, I brought my father to the match, his first international at 78, a win against New Zealand, the ultimate win against the best of us is given you. That would have been absolutely incredible. It's a red controller as well, says Katie Nixon. And oh yeah, says that boy with a red. And also how much every team that plays Wales gets a red. Well, how does every team that plays Wales get a red? Says 20. And new rules with red cards. Player can get subbed as well, says the Big V8 show. I believe in these Autumn Nations Series, they were only bringing it in for the Rugby Championship. So they are going to be down, because I know that Fiji in their game up against Wales, when they did get a red card, they were off the field for the rest of the game and they weren't able to replace them. So for these rules, it does mean that for the next 65 minutes, Australia are going to be playing with only 14 men out on the field. Faf de Klerk is a workhorse as well, says Edward there. And also we have got there, code has become a laughing stock as well, says Mimania. And also we have got there New Zealand and Ireland, pretty much the same population and both hardy people as well, says AJ and Aussie in the chat from Avatish. And now not James Dambigger lining up this kick, has been able to strike it nicely. And now the score sitting at 6 points to Wales, 7 to Australia after the 15.5 minutes. But the big factor here is for the rest of this game, Australia are only going to be down to 14 men. Let's go Wallabies as well, says AJ. So if they can pull it off, would be very impressive, because they were starting this one quite nicely. Michael Hooper's not looking too happy at the moment. Do you agree with me about the South Africa versus England game that the ref made a few bad calls as well? Says Shadow. I feel like it's always best not to comment too much on the ref, like in terms of from a YouTube perspective, because there are always people who like what the referee did, and then there are people who don't like the referee. And no matter what I say, I have like 2 people who don't like me. So I am just going to say no comment for now until I get to see a replay a few more times, and Aussie will win, says Vitesh. And also, well, we know Australia can win with 14 players as well. That's a good point. France in Australia, they were able to win it. That was the game that Filippo Delgunu actually ended up getting injured alongside Marika Korombeti's red card. And now Kurtley Bell attacking the line once again here for the Wallabies. Going to be round the side. Nick White fires it back. James O'Connor, great step there from the man. Going back on the inside, but he's going to be dragged down nicely. Once again, Nick White slings that back by Sami out the back line to Bell. I've still got plenty of numbers here. Tololatu finding the offload there. Lena Cattell sells a nice dummy close to the touchline. Josh Adams straight on the ball, not able to get it. Has lost the footing. Pete Samu now fires it back. Going to be the wide cutout pass. Nice James Slipper run. Taniela Tupou now driving his way forward. Good tackle on him by Alaholo though. And he has been able to get straight on the ball, giving away the advantage though. Believe it was for no clear release. Nick White wide lobby pass. Callaway lined up. Oh, he's just bumped off. Josh Adams. Callaway tries to find the offload. Still on the side of the Wallabies, but they're going back for the penalty, and Billabong water, and that was disgraceful. Poor officiating as well. Says Sebastian there, and also we have bad calls for both sides as well. And says Mimini, and also Wild, time to drink from the bong as well. Says Katie Dixon, and Wales don't do well when the opportunities are players down, or the opposition are players down, says Gavin. Hunter by Sami. It was a beautiful ball to James Slipper, just breaking through the tackle. Tame Basham. Holo has done extremely well, but he knew how he had to take down Taniela Tupou, and that is go for the legs, because there is no way you're cutting him down when you do go a little bit too high. But try and win versus Japan 3 weeks ago, they are saying, for Taniela Tupou. He scores the occasional one in the Rugby Championship as well, and now Australia looking to add to their points tally, and they will be sitting on 10 with James O'Connor 25 metres out here, lining up the kick straight out in front. 18 minutes in, the yellow card was not on display for Australia. It was a straight red for the high danger and that tackle from Rob Valentini on Adam Baird. Adam Baird also off the field, though. Some referees realised they stuffed up and looked to give a even penalty to the team. He screwed over as well. Tim Payne's doodle is an odd shape, says Fluffy. Tim Payne, I know that he did end up resigning as Australian captain, but I didn't realise anything to do with his doodle was on the table. Now James O'Connor going to be lining up this one. Strikes it nicely, and Australia are going to be taking the lead back in this game. Now sitting 10 points to Australia and 6 to Wales. So just the one try so far. Andrew Callaway was the man who was able to score. Aussie should walk this even with 14. And also we have got there in their chat as well about Tim Payne's doodle. But now it's going to be kicked off by Wales on the halfway line. Dan Bigger now. He had a good game last week up against Fiji, but Lewis Rees-Zammit is a player that they will be looking to try and get more involved in the later stages of this first half. We have only had 20 minutes down. We're going to have another 20 of this first half. And then we've got a whole 40 that Australia will have to play with only the 14. So fatigue might end up in that situation of maybe playing a factor. Hamish, did you know the Irish rugby team is one of the rare times that two parts of Ireland play as one team or one sport team as well? That's why they play through their teeth as well. Two parts of the rare times, two parts of Ireland. So that would be Munster and Leinster, wouldn't it, David, if I'm not wrong? But yeah, two very strong sides in the URC. You can see that straight away with having that chemistry of being so many players from the same team helps them out a lot. Australia seems sensible now with 14. Well, they have to be, because if they end up with 13, it is just going to be downhill from there, you would think. Well, then now it's going to be Holo once again trying to do the draw and pass. Liam Williams takes it nicely. 40 metres out here for the Wallabies. Thomas Williams fires it back. Dan Bigger sells a nice dummy. Beautiful pump. And now it is going to be in the hands of Ellis Jenkins, who just didn't quite have the base that he wanted. Filippo Dalgunu straight on the ball. Has he got it? No, not quite. For his side, he is wondering how it wasn't allowed for him to take it. Now Nick Tompkins with a nice bit of a step there. Around about 3 players there, but Isaac Rodder able to just get enough on him to drag him down. Williams once again passing the ball back now. Lewis Rees-Zammit going for the little grubber of mine. It looks like Josh Adams chasing this one hard. Sits up there. Nick White goes into touch. And now at this stage, 5 metres out here, it will be Wales who have got the line out. We have got there. We'll see what TS Analytics picks up about the ref as well, says Russell there. Have they taken it quickly there, Wales? Yes, they have. Thomas Williams now. No, they're going back here. And it is going to be the line out was formed, so they weren't allowed to take it quickly. You mean Ireland and Ulster as well, says Darren Todd there. And also we have got there. It looks like Scott Morrison's pet as well. And also the red cards often spoil a game, but if you are looking at player safety as a priority, then you must pull it up or pull up with it or put up with it, and are playing 30 minutes off, an infringing player must be substituted. They actually added in the rule for the Rugby Championship recently, which was going to be 20-minute red card, and then you are allowed to replace that player who was out on the field. So we saw it. I think it was Geordie Barrett's red card that we did see at work in full effect. But now Ryan Elias, the back of the rolling ball now here for Wales. And they are starting to creep forward. Thomas Williams looking to maybe take this one off Ryan Elias, but he looks pretty keen on just keeping this one in his hands just for now. See if anything does open up for Wales here. With only 21 minutes gone in this game, the game is still young. And at Wales, their four-pack is looking very strong throughout the early stages of this fixture as well. Going to have to muscle up here with the Wallabies. It is important for them to be able to just keep on going. They were going slightly backwards there for the rolling ball, but Ryan Elias still going to be hanging on to it. Okay, I realize now that it was actually freezing at just the wrong moment, so I am going to refresh my commentary. Greetings. You are the most enjoyable commentator and deserve all the best as well, but that one is going to be Nick Tompkins was running his way forward, but unfortunately, is it a deliberate knockdown there from Kurtley Beale? Is that going to be possibly another yellow card there. The Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, UK, literally one people, two countries as well, and play safely and come on Wales. Right. They're going upstairs here once again. Who got sent off and for what as well, says it Black. So it was Rob Valentini and did get sent off for a shoulder charge to the head of, it was in the end the number 4, Adam Beard, who did end up getting the card. Or sorry, did end up getting the shoulder. So because of that, he did end up going off for the rear card. And now Kurtley Bill might be in a little bit of trouble. And Modern Kids Powerpuff as well. It says Mimania. But Kurtley Bill there. Oh, that looks kind of bad. That's going to be possibly a yellow card. Anita Cauldron collided to understand baseball as well. Says there, Hadron as well. And Australia are doing good for being one man down as well, says Shadow. And also we have got there in the chat as well, Wallabies better with 13 or 14 players. And it seems like they might have the option of either here. Okay, is this going to be a penalty try? The more that they look at this, the more I wonder whether or not they are saying that Lewis Rees-Zammit, they did have a cover defender. But would he have been able to get over there? This is a massive decision in this game. Once again, Mayhem says it Black, and it is indeed. And now it is going to be an important decision here for the TMO. They're just checking the wide angle. Was Callaway going to be able to cut off Lewis Rees-Zammit? I think Callaway running across there, covering the defense, might have been important. Okay. Deliberate knock on. The arm in a weird position for Kurtley Bill. And now they've just got to try and decide whether or not it is a yellow card. 14 green was coming across, so Andrew Callaway has saved it from being a penalty try. And now Kurtley Bill, I believe he's going to be going to the bin here. What is the Wallabies' problem? They always cop soft penalties and move heaven and earth to get themselves sent off as well, says Black. Okay, yellow card here for Kurtley Bill. Jacob, Northern Irish Scottdale as well, and also Scott, yellow for the knock on or knock down, says Black. So it's going to be another one for the Wallabies. The discipline, they are catching on to how Fiji were playing up against Wales. They also had quite a few yellow cards and red cards throughout their one. Had to be a yellow as well. We are going to go like this. We are going to lean back a little bit. We're going to be chilled out for this one a little bit more. It has to be a yellow as well. And it's the mentality, as I said, Fluffy, and also Lol in the chat from Block. Now at this stage. Okay, James Slipper asked the question of, are we going to keep on going to the TMO? But they've almost got to in situations like that. And now Kurtley Bill, he is going to be going off the field now for the next 10 minutes. This is a repeat of last week as well. And okay, this game is becoming a goddamn joke as well, says Mimania. And also they have got there, they aren't allowed really the most thuggish team though. They are just careless as well, says Black there. And this is a repeat of last week. At this stage, there seems to be just penalty after penalty. Aussie seeing red mist with depleting squad as well. And now kicking for the corner here for Wales will be an important one for their lineup. Ryan Elias, very talented player in disciplined team, missing those golden years as well, says it was Rakesh. And also we have got there, well, says John there in the chat. But now Ryan Elias going to be 5 meters out here for Wales, taken nicely. And it's going to be the rolling maul going to the short side. Thomas Williams, draw pass. Ryan Elias scores a try for Wales. And they have been able to get themselves back into the lead for this game. And Ryan Elias, the man who was able to do it, just flew around the outside there. And now he has scored the opening try of the match for Wales as well. We will go like this. Ryan Elias was the man who was able to score it. I realize now if I was leaning back and now that I've come back forward, it looks like the camera is way too low. So we're going to be going back up to where it should be. There we go. And we will also be going this way a little bit. But Ryan Elias, it was a nice little set play from Wales to be able to get it going. And then Ryan Elias able to throw it in straight and then also get himself into the position of scoring the try for his side. The ref does not like Australia as well. Says Immortals and Wallabies are playing rugby league now with 13 and can't like the All Nation Series is ending in an ugly way. We will have to hope that the game between France and New Zealand is going to be a little bit more disciplined than the others. And True, stop showing or should stop stealing loaves of bread. As well as Fluffy. And also we have got there, my goodness, this match looks to be just as tense as South Africa versus England. And who is the ref as well, says I believe it was an Irishman, I should say, who was the referee for this one. But 13 points to 10 now for Wales over the Australians. We have got their Wales just scored, mate, as well, says Adam Mega. They did indeed. We did add it to the try scorers list. Ryan Elias able to get at the scoreboard was just a little bit slow. Wales 15-man squad versus any 13-man squad in the world as well. See that, John, and also we have got there, and Wales still don't capital or do still won't do quite enough to capitalize on it. And Wales for the win, says Penelope there. in the chat, and also Mike Adamson from Scotland, more villainous than the jugging and hanging there, Hamish. Ring George to buy you a Red Bull. He'll give you wings as well. I think George is actually quite keen to come round for the France versus All Blacks game if he is up. So perhaps he will end up flying around here, or not literally flying. He doesn't own a plane, but he has got a vehicle. So he will drive around here, I should say, for that match, and it should be a very exciting one as well. Throwback to the 2015 World Cup when 15-man Wales couldn't get past a 13-man Wallabies team in like 20 minutes. So, as Wales says, it was black, and also we have got there 2 more hours till the New Zealand game. It is indeed only 2 hours till kickoff, and it should be very exciting. That one's going to be now taken quickly by the Wallabies. Now they're going back to the line out, and 25 metres out here, the Wallabies are going to be on the attack. If they can score with 13 men on the field, I believe, actually, if I'm not wrong, was it... But were Fiji able to score with 13 men on the field? Do let me know. And also we have got there in the chat Mike Adamson. Ireland is the ref. Sorry, he's a Scot as well from the Scottish Rugby Union, says whole Bitcoin. And also we have got their red card. Should be 20 minutes, and some of these yellows lately have been bad calls. The cards ruined the game, in my opinion. As well, says Immortals. Yeah, I know that in the Rugby Championship they did trial the 20-minute red card, so perhaps they will end up bringing that in for a few more competitions around the world. But now at this stage, it's going to be now Isaac Rodder was able to claim that line out. Tololatu at the back and trying to march their way forward here. And it's looking decent for the Wallabies. Nick White looks like he's got no option but to go to the short side. If he does decide to do so, he's looking for the penalty. Not going to be able to get it, Nick White now. Filipo Dalgunu skirts across to the right-hand side. Now it's going to be Paisami, fires it back. Now James O'Connor, he has got Callaway on the outside instead. Step in nicely, James O'Connor. Oh, damn bigger. Looks like he might have broken his nose or something along those lines. He looks like he will definitely have the eyes watering after that one for him. They have still got the 2-man advantage here for the Wales side, and it's going to be the advantage now for the Wallabies, and they could get themselves back to a 13-all here. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. James O'Connor goes back to Callaway now. Wide cut out pass taken nicely by Lewis Rees-Zammit, and now they are going to be going back for the penalty. We have got there Georgia drew 15-all with Fiji this afternoon. Great game too, says Gavin. Yeah, it was very impressive from Georgia to be able to hang in that game for as long as they did. In fact, I would say that Fiji probably hung in that game more than Georgia did, because Georgia were ahead by 15 points to 8. Good last-minute try, though, from Fiji to be able to get back in there. And also we have got there Katie Don't Stalk him now as well in the chat for thinking that Georgia game was good as well, says Fluffy. And the best thing is it's on the All Blacks YouTube channel, which is pretty awesome. And we have got there, it's always the refs whose referees Wales game show up meaningless cards as well. Ruin Rugby says Hitman and cheating to win a game that'll be, or that can't be that rewarding either, I guess, as well, says Thick Boy. And also we have got there people don't pay to see lopsided teams competing as well. And you have to go back 46 years for the last time Wales beat Australia 3 times in a row. Come on, Wales as well. Says whole Bitcoin and Georgia over Italy. Says Black. I mean, the Six Nations is something that people talk about quite a bit in terms of whether or not maybe Georgia would ever get to take the place of Italy in the Six Nations, or even the Springboks is another team that people want to see. Read what happened as well, says Albert. Pretty much it was the shoulder contact to the head from Rob Valentini on Adam Baird. So I don't believe Adam Baird has returned to the field as of yet, but it does also mean that Rob Valentini is not going to be out on the field for the rest of the game as well. I can see the stadium from my bedroom window and listening to the commentary from a Kiwi lad. Oh, the irony as well, says that Tim Ed there. And I assume, what's the temperature like there at the moment, Tim? Do let me know, because it looks like a relatively nice evening there in Wales. It's going to be struck nicely from James O'Connor, and now the score is going to be 13-all between these two sides. Reborn as well, and Aussies can't beat no one these days as well, says Darren Todd, sorry. And also we have got that, certainly Fiji had a lucky escape, and at this stage my voice is struggling a little bit, but hopefully they do update their scoreboard so it is 13-all between these two sides. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be the next try scorer in this game? Will it be maybe Andrew Callaway? Can he pick himself up the second? That's going to be taken nicely by him in the air. And Tololatu right next to him. Have Wales been able to win that penalty? Very, very close. And they win the penalty there, Wales. Nicely done in the breakdown of Martin Watt in the chat from Minia. And also thanks a lot, England, as says Johan. And also players need to be more disciplined to avoid cards, says Martin. Also about 10 degrees least. It is southwest of the stadium as well, says Edward James. So about the same temperature as it is here at the moment here in New Zealand, and we are sitting 7:05 a.m. They are going for the corner here, Dan Bigger has decided. So because of that, it does mean now 5 meters out. Ryan Elias perhaps could look for his double back in Tupou, says Harishikesh. Definitely a player to watch out for, Taniela Tupou. Back from his head knock that he did. He got knocked unconscious in that game a little while ago up against, I believe it was that game up against Scotland in the midfield. We have got their not bad weather, wet and warmish as well. Good for Wales as well, says Tim Head there. And now Wallabies straight away shutting down that rolling maul. That ball is not bouncing out, and it's going to be the scrum feed for the Wallabies. Great rolling maul defense, and that is something that they have been prouding themselves on. Throughout this one, we also got their 10 degrees, sounds like socks and sandals weather as well. And come on, Wales, says Richie there in the chat. Callaway and Reece Sammet for the next tries. And also we have got their Wales must take advantage of the 2 extra men now. And Jana, who will win Breakthrough Player of the Year? Will Jordan most likely? I feel like him or Callaway are probably the 2 that are right up there. Who are the other options for that category? Marcus Smith could be relatively up there as well if you were trying to pick it. I feel like it's probably a lot more, I guess anyone could win it in that Breakthrough Player of the Year, whereas for the main Player of the Year, I would say that it will be more than likely Michael Hooper or Antoine Dupont. Fluffy socks with sandals as well. You must be British, says Edward, and also Wales. And more like Philly. I don't know what that means. She's an and also we have got there Josh Adams. Says Thick Boy who is going to be able to score the next one. Ban soft advantages and soft yellow cards. Says Albert there, and Will Jordan is awesome. He is indeed. Is he scoring a try against France? More than likely. Because he is just one of those players that seems to be able to score from absolutely nowhere. That one's gone down in the front row now. And the referee is going to be calling for the scrum reset. Callaway future looks as well, says Hurikeshtia. He's the talented player, Andrew Callaway. He's come kind of from nowhere this year because he was at the Rebels for the Super Rugby season. And I did say a little while ago, watch out for him. Didn't really get too many opportunities for them, but then as soon as he was promoted to being able to be in that Wallabies lineup, I knew that he was going to be able to do good things. I didn't expect him to do this well, though. That is something that I did get slightly wrong. And also we have got there, do you think France have got a chance to beat the All Blacks tonight? I think they've got a decent crack. But the All Blacks, I assume after that loss up against Ireland, they will be coming out guns blazing in this one and will be really trying to work their way forward, and won 32-20 as well for Romania. And that was a very good win over Tonga for that one. Pack my flip-flops. Thongs away here in Scotland last week. -3 degrees with frost tonight as well. And Johan Nope, says Edward. And also we have got their JC Savers infiltrate the universe. As I says, Mimanea, but now it's going to be a big push, and that's going to be the penalty now to the Wallabies. So scrum time's been a little bit shaky for Wales in the early stages. And now a little bit of push and shove, looking like it's opening up as well. Tolulatu trying to fire up Wyn Jones. And it is working. As well, I guess we have got there. Well done, Romania. And anyone has a chance, but I don't think they will pull it off as well. And I remember pundits saying Reece Sammet was better than Colby. Come on, Colby is a king, says Java Guru. And he is a player that, of course, South Africa, they will be open to see back in that international kit in a very short moment when it does come to the early season next year. They will be playing as well. Wales could do with having Will Jordan as well, says Richie. Oh, tell you what, Richie, Lewis Reece Sammet one wing, Will Jordan the other. That is a scary backline when you have both of those guys. And then you look at the midfield that they have got on offer. They haven't got Jonathan Davis at the moment. Unfortunately, he is injured, but that would be an incredible backline to have. And Wyn Jones is such a battler, as well, says Edward. He is indeed. I was disappointed to see that he did get injured for the British and Irish Lions tour, because he was going to be one of those players who were right in there every breakdown, every scrum, just working at 110%. It's a nice rolling maul here for the Wallabies, currently sitting 45 metres out from their own line. It's well defended, though, by Wales. And now Nick White puts the ball high. Callaway trying to chase it. It's going to be the challenge in the... Oh, that's a big bit of contact there. Andrew Callaway looks like he is well and truly injured. Is he going to be getting up? It doesn't look like he is. He fell very heavily on the shoulder. Daniela Tupou tries to find the offload. Lewis Reece Sammet takes it now, though. And they are back for the penalty. This was a hard fall for Andrew Callaway, and it did not look comfy at all. Anyone else get flashbacks to Beauden Barrett's deliberate knock on Wales' defeat against New Zealand in the opening game of this autumn campaign as well. Says a whole bit corner as well in the chat. And also we have got the who's being benched, Liam Williams low as well, says it was Smithy. Liam Williams at 15 as well, and then those two out on the wing. Tell you what, that would be scary if only bro as well, says Richie there. And Reece doesn't compare to Colby. And also we have got that different, completely different kettle of fish as well, says Mimini. And also let's go Wales, says Victor. And also Will Jordan's the best winger in the world at the moment, honestly. Can't say Colby because we haven't seen him in action. And so he's 20, my bad, as well, says Thick Boy. So he's certainly young. That's an awkward fall for Andrew Callaway, unfortunately. And you do hope he's all right. Both men going for the ball. He ended up committing a little bit earlier than Josh Adams. They are saying he's overrun it, so I don't believe it will be anything worse than just the penalty that they have for something else for the advantage. That was a yawn. Worked very smoothly. And at this stage, they are just looking at this one a couple more times. Andrew Callaway just throwing himself on the ground there. Wales is going to win at ladies or labbies or ease as well. That is the question as well. Says it was Nick Ping. And also we have got there as well. There from Daryl. But now Andrew Callaway is still down, and this is not what I wanted to see. Definitely after I have just praised him for how well he has been playing. He looks like at this stage, maybe his night could be over for the Aussie All Blacks, as well, says Brad Young. It looks like Kurtley Beale, he will be making his way back out onto the field after his yellow card, but someone who will not be returning for the rest of the night, Rob Valentini, the ref, seems biased as hell as well. Says the username there. And at this stage, it will also be maybe Tom Wright making his way out there. And it looks like Nick White just having a bit of an argument with the referee at the moment. And mutton pie as well, says Fluffy. I've never actually had a mutton pie. And I guess I would be keen to try one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a weird question. But favorite type of pie, go. I quite like a steak. It's just a steak pie is one that I am quite a fan of. Also, butter chicken pie is decent. Oh, yeah, there. Surely that Welsh slapdown of the ball is a yellow as well. Says the username. Yeah, at this stage, it looks like Callaway is making his way off the field. So that is going to be the end of his night. Meat pie as well, says Shadow there. And yeah, Callaway's night is over. And it looks like more than likely, that's the thing. The Wallabies have already lost one player off their bench so far. So that will play a factor when they have only got themselves the few options off the bench and also not a player returning. Springbok pie, as I said, Yako and Will Jordan is on pace to break Rocketman's most tries in the calendar year. That's not worthy of being the best winger in the world. That I don't know what it is as well. Says Smithy and Gaspin there as well. And also Scotch pie, Australian pie as well, hamburger pie for the win. And also apple and blackberry pie and Springbok pie and steak and ale pie. Scotch pie as well, pepper steak pie. Geez, tell you what, now I want a pie, but we haven't got any. That's going to be stolen in the line out by the Wallabies. Nick White gives it off now into the hands of Tom Wright, already getting his first touch, hunted by Sami Lenakatau. Oh, great low tackle on him by Halaholo. He was able to drag him down. Nick White now firing it back across field. James Slipper with another carry, otherwise gets sick as well, says Miminia. And also we've got there in the chat, Mississippi Mud Pie, and also Kangaroo with one boxing hand. Current Wallaby situation as well. Good kick downfield from James O'Connor. 33 minutes through this game at the moment, and it is still very close between these two sides. 13 points apiece. The Wallabies playing with 13 a little bit earlier on, but now they are back into the situation of sitting at 14. Kurtley Beale takes it nicely, trying to break the tackle. Just enough contact on him by Liam Williams. Gets back up, goes again. 40 metres out now for the Wallabies. Nick White goes back across. James O'Connor looking for the 50-22. Not quite able to get it in behind, and it is taken nicely by Josh Adams. Won't be allowed to kick this one out on the full. Returns fire with the territory game. James O'Connor takes it again. Going to be firing it back across down now. Kurtley Beale looking for the 50-22 here. Trying to get the opportunity. It is going to be bouncing up, though, inside of the 22. Finding a bit of open space there. Taken nicely by Dan Bigger inside of his 22. And now kicking the ball back. That one's not finding touch. It's just a game of ping pong at the moment between these two sides of the boot. James O'Connor looking for the 50-22 this time. And no one was back there. It's going to be, no, it's going to go just into the end goal. Is it going to roll dead? Or does it touch the line? Does indeed. So now it is going to be going right back to where James O'Connor kicked it. And Humble Pie, a favourite of the Wingy players as well, says Ryan. Also, we have got the Thai Pie. And also, we have got the old chicken pie, great for weight loss as well. Says that Yako. And also, potato top is my personal favourite pie. But mince and cheese isn't a bad shout. As well, says Smithy Toyn, and Australian pies aren't pies, they are fathers' disappointments as well. Says Fluffy, I know that the pastry is something that's very hard to get right in Australia due to the humidity, I think it is, and Birdie, or Bridie as well. And the chat, and also ping pong and Thai pies, as well, says Fluffy there, and Australian pies are yucky. Says Smithy Toyn, now it's going to be the scrum feed for Wales, just inside of the half of the Wallabies. 5 minutes left in this first half. Was very surprised when I found out that the existence of butter chicken pies as someone with Indian heritage as well. Says the Big V8 show, they're very nice. Overall, I do find, I don't mind a pie every once in a while. Also, those mini chicken pies that you can get from Copeland's. You guys won't know Copeland's, though. Anyone in the South Island of New Zealand, you will know what Copeland's is. It's very nice. It's like a bakery, except it's like kind of more of a supermarket bakery, I guess you could say. They've kind of got quite a bit more stuff. That's going to be now the scrum reset once again here between these two sides. It seems like both sides at that stalemate of 13-all. Scrum time's been a little bit awkward for both of them. Butter chicken pies mean as well, says Smithy John. And also we have got the Maketu pies. And also my British and Irish Lions would agree with you. He says and misses a good New Zealand pies. My Bill would agree with you as well. And he says misses a good New Zealand pie. And also I know a place that sells a sweet chili chicken cheeseburger pie here in South Africa. Awesome intervention. That sounds very nice as well. Haggis pie, says Darren. And also you can cook the chicken and butter instead of oil as well, says Mimini. And all I know is that butter chicken is already unhealthy as it is, says the Big V8 show. Scrum feed going in now. Thomas Williams feeds this ball in nicely. And it is a big push from the Wallabies, and now it's going to be available for Wales. Dan Bigger, they've got numbers on the outside. Halahola cuts back on the inside. Nick White taken out there off the ball, was he? They will possibly be going back to have a look at that. If it did lead to the try now, it's going to be going back. Len Ikadau is trying to stop it from going through, and another Wallabies player down. And that's going to be the advantage here. 2 Wallabies players down. Taniela Tupou and also, I believe it was James Slipper, both props down at the moment, and that's going back for the penalty there to Wales. Right. There is so much happening at the moment. James Slipper down. Taniela Tupou down. Also, I believe there was another injury scattered throughout there. We are just looking there. Nick White taken off the ball, possibly by Dan Bigger, but I think they ended up just colliding. And now I'm looking through. What happens here to Taniela Tupou? Hanaholo there, or Halaholo there, with a good step on the inside. They are just showing there that they can't quite see Nick White for that challenge to going upstairs once again. By the looks of New Zealand has the best pies in the world. As well, we have a Copeland's up the road from us. I buy our bread from there because it is cheap. As well, it says enough, and also our local Copeland's closed down because of COVID as well. And also we have got their best pie shop in New Zealand, Patrick Pies, as well, says Smithy Toll. And also, what do New Zealand's cook on the fire? Sheep, as well, says Yako. I mean, burgers, steaks, you know, that kind of thing. I can't quite think of what else we have, though. But Taniela Tupou, he is down at the moment, and that does not look good for the big man. He had a head knock last week or the week before, sorry, and now it looks like a knee injury for Big Tongan Thor. And also we have got there, what do you guys think? Greg's made it that as far as you guys, Katie, that's class as well. Says that thick boy, and also we have got there, methinks Wales are a bit tenderised after Sava and Fiji games as well, says Mimini. And also Jimmy Pies are quite hyped in the South Island, might need to get me one. And Hungy is the best, says Albert there, but they are just showing there. Taniela Tupou, what happens? It looked like he was just trying to make the tackle and may have ended up falling awkwardly or hyperextending something in the leg. He does look like he's feeling a little bit rough here. Missed the game up against England due to head injury, and he does certainly not want another one. Anyone else awarding New Zealand victory for this game as well, says username. It's a tough one. I feel like France are one of those sides that can definitely fight hard. A Railway Cafe Pie taught me how the camel came past through the eye of a needle as well. Can pass through the eye of a needle, says Russell. That is something that has gone straight over my head for at 7 a.m. And Wayne Pivak, a Kiwi Pie as well, says, a Kiwi Spy. I said that from Timid. And also, come on, can the time hurry up? I want to watch the New Zealand game. So it is only a couple hours away, but now it will be the Wallabies who are under pressure once again in this one. Wales will be taking on the 3 points, and that will give them the lead for one of the first times in this game. Lining it up now, Dan Bigger, very solid with this kicking. After they have the shower, be right back as well. Says that Novmum, so we will see a little bit later on. Cottage pies or Cornish pastries, or pasties, sorry. And also Boom Boom says Fluffy there in the chat. But we have got 300 people watching at the moment, so I do appreciate every single one of you for being here for this live stream. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated. 37 minutes into this game at the moment, and Dan Bigger once again converts, and now Wales leading this one 16-13. We have got a donation from AJ as well. It's got cobblestone pies from Palmy North back in the day as well, says AJ. So I haven't had a cobblestone pie, but it sounds like, for a start, when I saw cobblestone, I thought you were talking about Minecraft, but I assume it was probably a little bit more tasty in that regard. I know that also down here, what is it called? There's a place just up the road, about an hour up the road from me, and I can't quite think of what the pie is called, but it's one that like a lot of people really enjoy, but I can't quite think of it. Cottage pies have definitely, or can definitely feed a family, but Cornish pasties are like hand pies as well, says it Katie Dixon. Also, didn't know you've been down this neck of the woods, officially a member of the Greg's Appreciation Society, says Vic Boy. And also we have got their minus pies, half sweet, half savory as well in the chat. But now at this stage, Wales just outside of the 22. I didn't realize how much pies would be mentioned in this live stream as soon as I brought up favorite types of pies. I feel like it is one of those ones. A whole live stream could be based around the pies. Good game as well. Good commentary as well. Says Just Me Meme. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate you being here just inside of their own 22 now. Liam Williams going for the little grubber behind. Josh Adams chasing hard. Sits up for him as well. Oh, ripped back by the collar there by Tom Wright. I mean, it's legal, but it was not very popular for Principality Stadium. It's going back now. Oh, no, they would be going back for it, so they will be possibly having a look at this one as well. Holo now with the wide cutout pass there. A little bit of a juggle there from Tane Basham. Cuts back on the inside, still playing with 14 men. That one has been jobbed and they now going back. And it is going to be for the collar grab. Double blow of the whistle here. It looks like a little bit more push and shove coming in from Australia and the Wallabies, and the Wales side, and also we've got their vegetables can be the downfall of humanity as well, says Fluffy, and also it's gone pie mental in here as well, says Thick Boy. I think it is because in the Northern Hemisphere it is tea time, in the Southern Hemisphere it is breakfast time. Okay, so that is a high tackle they have said, but the commentary team are saying that maybe it is a little bit not allowed, and also it's pie o'clock in the chat, and also a slice of pie is $2.50 in the Bahamas, a slice of pie and $3 in Jamaica as well. Those are the pies rates of the Caribbean. How much is a pie here? I feel like a pie, depending on the pie that you do get yourself, you're probably looking at around a I'd say $3-4, somewhere around there. Do help me out, ladies and gentlemen from New Zealand. New Zealand pastry is just perfect as well, and heaps of tourists taken by crock pies every year as well, says Fluffy. But now at this stage, it is the penalty to Wales. They will be just a little bit too far out for Dan Bigger on the angle, sitting around 50 meters out. So now it looks like it will be kicking for the touchline once again, but it was Halaholo. Was he using that pace? Tame Basham, beautiful wide cutout pass to him from Halaholo. Didn't quite link up with Lewis Rees-Zammit on the outside, then dropped the ball on the ground. I used to get a pie for breakfast every day before going to school. It cost about 50 cents as well, and we have got that pie inflation as well. That one has gone into touch there for Wales. 25 metres out now with another opportunity at the rolling maul. That did work so well for Ryan Elias in that first little set play that they did decide to go with as well. And also we have got there in the chat from David at Minecraft in the chat as well with the thumbs up there. Only difference is New Zealand has way better pies than New Zealand as well, or than Australia, sorry. Yeah, the pastry seems to behave itself a lot better. I reckon this lad is wearing shirt, tie, blazer, and shorts as well, says Jason. Not quite, but it isn't the actual tuxedo pants. I've just got kind of chinos on. Is what I have got myself, but that is a good kick. Oh, big hit there. And it's a knock-on advantage now. Tom Wright linking up with Kurtley Bell, going for the massive kick downfield. This could be a 50-22 if this ball finds the touchline. Now it's going to sit up, and now Dan Bigger kicks in a touch, and that is halftime now. And worst goal in your hometown, John Paul College as well. And toilet, please. No talk, or no toilet talk here as well, says Mimania, and also just too many yellow cards as well. They're from Just Me Meme, and also we have got their pies are so good. It's usually, or in same sense, unhealthy as well. Tough choices as well, says Kevin, and also Wales Rugby turning into touch, says X-Man. And also, where is Australia in the world rankings now? They are sitting 5th at the moment on the world rankings. So England, I'm going to actually look up to see where they are sitting after that win over the Springboks. World Rugby rankings. So the best thing is you can almost do that kind of calculator. World Rugby rankings calculator. There we go. We will see exactly where they are sitting. How about some humble pie? Back to the footy as well, says Marta there. Also, we've got their Jamaican meat pies are so good too. And that is halftime at the moment. 16 points compared to the 13. Very close game. How in the world is Wales leading? I leave for a few minutes and the rugby world has turned upside down as well, says Darby. Although a couple yellow cards have caused that. So at this stage, New Zealand, they are actually sitting on 90.02. Springboks, after that loss to England, are sitting on 90.61. So that means, oh, that's big. That is big, because pretty much what that means is Australia at this stage, they are actually sitting in 6th. If they lose this game to Wales, they will drop down to 6th in the world rankings. But if they can get themselves the win here, they will stay in 5th, and Wales will be still staying. Actually, they'll be dropping to 9th, I believe, or they were already 9th, sorry. And it is the 20-minute red card rule not in effect this series, not for this one, unfortunately. It does mean that it is the full 80 minutes or slash however long it did take, or into the game, I guess you could say. So, yeah, in the Rugby Championship, they did try it out, and I think it worked relatively well, but they have decided against it for this one as well. So, yeah, pretty much if Wales win this game, or even if Australia win this game, I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of calculation. So, if France were able to win the game up against New Zealand would be sitting in 2nd still, but they would drop by 1.28, and France would move into, or they'd still be in 6th. But New Zealand, if they win that game, New Zealand would take number 1 ranking back in the world. So they need a win up against the Springboks. How could Hamish, Hamish, so much respect, do stay up and look exhausted, says Kevin. Yeah, pretty much all through the night, we do watch rugby. Ranking in a ranking is a calculator as well. Says Nick Bing. It is for the World Rugby rankings anyway. And can't be, so just let their pies be as well, says Miminia. And also, I find it strange how many yellow cards have been dealt with in the last couple of matches. Where is the discipline of the players as well, says Dummy. And also, we have got the, am I right? I'm thinking no team has come through this series unscathed, says Russell. I'd say overall pretty close, other than maybe you'd say Ireland. Ireland are actually the side out of everyone who have won all their games. I believe they played up against Japan. They were able to get that massive win. They beat the All Blacks. And then also, I believe they've got themselves another game that they have played. I will quickly have a look because I have actually got all of the fixtures for these games, except I haven't got that one. Sadly, that one is still missing, but we have also got their Let's Go Zest Kiwi game. And also, we have got their in the chat a little bit earlier on as well. One thing guaranteed would be the ABs holding the number one ranking at the end of the year as well. Says Smithy, that is the thing. If they win this game, they will be able to be number one in the world. But if France win it, then New Zealand will be still sitting in second for this stage. And also we have got there, what time is the All Blacks playing? They are playing in 1 hour, 30 minutes. And that game is going to be a very epic one between them and France. We have got their wins. The last time New Zealand didn't have a number one ranking at the end of the year, other than the end of the year, or sorry, at the end of the year, other than the past 2 years, where the Box didn't play up until July? That's a good question. I'm not actually sure of that information. And also we have got been there. We are being robbed so hard as well, says Hamish. Yeah, red card up against Rob Valentini, a yellow card up against Kurtley Beale. Ireland play Argentina tomorrow, says Maurice. They do indeed. So they have the potential. If Ireland win that game up against Argentina, they will be in fourth still. They get 1.5 for their rank. But if they go up by 16, they still stay in fourth. So they are going to be sitting decently for Ireland. But if they lose to Argentina for some reason in that fixture, it will mean that Australia move right back up into fourth if they do win this game up against Wales. And then Ireland will drop to fifth. So it's all very, very close in those opening ones. And rank funny when you... So says Nick. And also we have the greatest coach and Fozzie as well, says Shane. And also probably 2007 as well for that one. And also New Zealand in there from Roblox fanboy, and also New Zealand from Kiwi Game. And both weren't even cards. Maybe Rassi was right. As I said, Hamish Spencer, although the one for Rob Valentino, I feel like they had to give some sort of card. It was either going to be yellow or red for that one, and they did decide to go the way of the red card. The Kurtley Beale one, I think he will feel that he was a little bit hard done by, but I think at the same time, with the way that the rule book is written, it is probably a fair enough one for them. And the Wallabies, they will just have to make sure they don't give away too many more penalties in that second half if they want to get out of this game without having too many more disadvantages, because already being down to 14 men for the rest of this game, that's going to be fatiguing for them throughout the later stages, because we look at the bench that they have got themselves here. They have got a strong one here for the Wallabies, but they have already had to use Tom Wright due to Andrew Callaway not being on the field anymore, and that is a huge hit for the Wallabies there. They've also got Fekete, Tate McDermott, Lockie Swinton. It will be Will Skelton, Alan Alatoa might be on the field earlier than expected due to Taniela Tupou pulling up a little bit lame at the end of the first half. Falau Fainga'a and Angus Bell as the rest of the bench. Then Elliot D, Gareth Thomas, Dylan Lewis, Ben Carter, also Christ Chinza. Then he will be an interesting one because he has only played the one game so far for Wales, and that was last week in the matchup against Fiji. Gareth Davis, also Reece Priestland, and then Johnny McNichol could be a player to look out for in the later stages of this one. But Wales, up until this match, they did have two close losses, or one close loss, I should say, and also a bit of a runaway in favour of the All Blacks, 54 points to the 16 of Wales in that one. Then from there, very close game up against the Springboks in the end, losing that one 23-18. And then Fiji, they were pretty tough in that game. They ended up with a yellow card, 2 yellow cards, in fact, and a red card, but Wales able to get the win 38 points to 23. And to be honest, if Australia get another yellow card, that could be a very similar scoreline to what we get to see here. But the Wallabies so far, they have come through their first 2 games without a victory, 15 points to 13 over Scotland, or against Scotland, and also 32-15 up against England there as well. But now at this stage, we have got to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Lovely stuff to be found on the pinned comment. Second half, and the France versus All Blacks coming up, it is indeed. And we also got there, Hamish, can we get a hoya as well in the chat? Says no, Kevin, bro. I don't think I'd go for the full hoya because I think my parents might still be asleep. Or if they're in the kitchen, they will wonder what is going on. That is the show. And also we have got there, Hamish, if New Zealand wins, will you do a haka for us as well, says Kiwi Gamer? I will not, mate. I don't believe. Whoa. This pen works. Okay, pretty much, I will have to probably give a little bit of an explanation here, but pretty much this pen, I got it, and it is a shock pen. Don't ask why. Pretty much it was a situation of me and George went to Timaru, and we decided that it would be a good idea to get him an Xbox. I got the shock pen, and I didn't realize that the pen actually works. So that's quite exciting. Was that the door? No, it wasn't. It's got to make contact with the head, and you're off. It's as simple as that, says Thick Boy. And also 15 versus Wales with ref and DMO as well, says Hamish Spencer, and also 2030 Rugby World Cup touch rugby as well, says Maminia. And also we have got there, if it wasn't red, it was a good tackle. They are giving out red cards for fun. The ref is giving bias penalties. It's so blatant as well, says Hamish Spencer. And also we have got there, no, it's a yellow card. A red is with intent and causing harm as well. And says Hamish there, and also we have got there Hamish Uso in the chat as well. I don't think I can read that Smithy Toilet without probably messing up quite a few words. We have got hi from Neil as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. It's great to have you here for this match between Wales and the Wallabies. We have got one more match tonight. Are you doing France versus New Zealand? That was perfect timing, Maurice, because we are indeed going to be covering that game on the channel. So be sure to hit that subscribe button as we are going to be talking all about that. Hamish has a working pen, y'all. A working pen as well. Malicious pen alert as well. And also we have got there, do they even have pens in Timaru? They do indeed, if they have got a shocker. So pretty much if I press that, it would zap me, which I'm not too keen on doing, but I was thinking about maybe having something to do with it for the New Zealand versus France game. Each time New Zealand end up having a try scored against them, just give it a little zap, and I will end up jumping big time, because I hate the feeling. Wales are legit the only team that never raised against the AVs at all as well, says Smithy Todd, and also the Six Nations, or the legit the only Six Nations team as well, and causing harm like making blood come from a player's head. Yeah, thought so as well, says Thick Boy there. And also we have got there in the chat, oh no, he's got a cut. It's a rugby, as well, says Hamish. Although I believe it was also the referee, the indication that they went with was the fact that he did come from quite a distance and there was no ducking down, I think was what made it a red rather than the yellow as well. Progress is amazing, says Fluffy. And at this stage, we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway, but a very early try in that half for Australia, scoring at Andrew Callaway in the second minute. Unfortunately for him, though, did end up with that injury after going up for a high ball. Didn't land comfortably at all, and he is off the field now, and Tom Wright replaces him. Then it was a set play try off the line-out in the end for Wales, and they were able to get themselves going forward very nicely in that regard, and hopefully we do get to see a few more tries in the second half as well. While we are at it, we have us got there in the chat. Loving this commentary. It's funnier than watching in the pub with drunk Welsh mates as well. Reignites the joy of rugby for me as well, says Tim Ed. And that is our goal on this channel. It's pretty much like not just to provide the commentary for you guys, whether or not you are able to watch it in person. Some of you guys do seem to watch these games and then also have us talking in the background, which is pretty insane in terms of how awesome that is. But it's also just a chance to talk to a whole heap of people talking about rugby. And also pies. Pies were mentioned quite a bit on this one as well. We have got there. This game is becoming farcical. As well, says Shane, and also we have got there. And they've won the most Six Nations, haven't they, as well? Says Smithy Toilet. Yeah, they won the last one. That's the show. And also we have got there Kangaroo. I know what's a Timaru, as well, says Nick Bing. Pretty much it is a place here in New Zealand where we did buy George an Xbox. And also he ended up downing about 2 burgers from McDonald's, a chocolate milkshake, and a few other things that we did record. So that will be coming out on the channel maybe very soon. Australia's discipline has been atrocious as well. They'll be leading comfortably if they could keep their discipline as well, says whole Bitcoin. And also 150 years later, and all of a sudden they want to go powder puff as well, says Maminia. And also the Timaru is a kangaroo's youngest, slightly slower brother, as well, says Fluffy. I feel like it's a decent shout, really, in terms of, I guess, what would be the kangaroo's older, faster brother, Fluffy? Do let me know. Now I'm interested. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Can you say to Emma Cole? Say to Emma Cole for me, please, as well, says Neil. So welcome in to the live stream, Emma Cole. Thank you very much for tuning in. And Neil, he seems like a good bloke. There you go. Yeah, I was got there. You can't take an Aussie anywhere, bro. They're always up to something, says that Smithy Toilet there. At this stage, Australia heavily the underdogs in this game I have just seen. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do for the later stages of this game, because they have got the man disadvantage, and that is something that they certainly will not want heading into the later stages of this one. They are just showing the other fixtures that we have had so far today, and one of which being their match between Italy and Uruguay being relatively close. Avrumaru. Tell you what, we are putting that one up on the screen. I like that one from Fluffy. And we also got the so awesome listening. Kiwi Snakes Avish as well, and it's a Will Jordan as well, says Tony, and Fluffy, a Falcon Superoo as well, says Nick Bing. Yeah, in the chat as well. I feel like this one has been probably the most random chat, but also probably one of the most fun chats that we have had on the channel as well. So I do appreciate every single one of you for being here for this one, lol. Definitely not a Ford, as well, says Fluffy there. But now at this stage, they are just showing the highlights between South Africa and England. In the end, a very close fixture, but England able to sneak that win by 1 point. In the end, 27 points to 26. Couple cards in that game as well. I think they are just highlighting all of the yellow cards that we have had throughout the Rugby Championship. Or sorry, not the Rugby Championship, but just in the last round of rugby. It's been a while. I've been playing Retro Bowl all morning as well. And it's like, it's become like American sport, except you don't look at the screen every 5 minutes except you look at the screen for every 5 minutes for infringement, from Shane. And also we've got hopefully a win today for Wales. They're sitting decently at the moment, 16 points to 3. They've got the man advantage. He's going to be crucial for them. My goodness, halftime already as well, says David. Yeah, absolutely flying by at this stage in this match. But New Zealand versus France, it's only around an hour and 25 minutes away. I'm trying to put my phone on charge. I don't know why I'm leaning so much to put it on charge, but it is on charge now. And it is raring to go. Smoke him if you got him as well, says Katie Dixon there. And then Ireland versus... Okay, they've got Ireland versus Italy as the fixture, but we know that is wrong. That is just Stan Sports being Stan Sports. That is actually Ireland versus Argentina is going to be that match. And let's go Wales as well, says Jamie there. And currently 16 points to Wales, 13 to Australia. It's going to be exciting to see exactly how it does go. France, they are going to want a big win here up against the ABs. If they can do so, they will be sitting decently on the World Rugby rankings. If New Zealand win it, they will move back into number 1 in the world. Aaron Smith starting at 9, Dupont starting at 9 for France as well. And while we are at it, while we have got this halftime chance to have a bit of a chat, we will quickly show you guys the starting lineups for both of these sides. France have come out with a very strong side. Intermac going to be starting at 10, and Jonathan Dante will be starting in that number 12 jersey. Villiers able to score a couple of tries up against the Wallabies recently, so he does love facing the Southern Hemisphere opponents. That was in the July test. Geelong also it will be Crew and Aldrit as their 3 in the loose forward trio. That's going to be exciting to see. Cameron Walkie also get a chance. Cyril Bailly and Malwaka, he scored a try last week, I believe it was, up against Argentina. Or sorry, that was the week before. But he will be excited to get back out there. And Dupont, like I mentioned, going to be a dangerous man for France. Then looking through at the New Zealand starting lineup, Joe Moody, Dane Coles, and Nepo Lalala, Brodie Retallick, and Whitelock make up the 2 locks. Very experienced there. Adi Savia, Kirioani, and Sam Kane get the chance as the loose forward trio. Aaron Smith returns to the side. Richie Mo'unga at 10 due to the injury of Beauden Barrett. Quinta Paya starts at 12, which is a big surprise there, I guess you could say. But David Arvili coming off the bench instead. Rika Ioane, and then that man Will Jordan out on that right wing that we were mentioning. But now the team's making their way back out to the side. Maya Sabaru as well. Seth Lovey, and also we have got there. I wonder where Johnny Blaze is. I believe he will be sleeping at the moment, perhaps. And also we have got there. I was curious about that too. Hope he's okay, but I think he will be getting up for the the All Blacks France game. David more than likely. And come on, Wales, there's sick boy there. And also Georgia nearly upsetting Fiji really puts the state of Welsh rugby into perspective, as well as there's Gavin there. And also you, the smoker you drink, the player you get. The smoker you drink, the player you get as well, says Nick Bing. That really messed with my mind for a second there. And didn't Wales play against 3 teams in the last 6 Nations who had a man sent off, and versus Fiji last week? And today, Lucky Bees as well, says Maurice. And also we've got there in the chat, I'd say if you were 60 years, or if you are 60 years and older and inside World Rugby Management, put your ass on the first shuttle to Mars as well, says Mimanea. But now Dan Bigger, he's going to be an important player in the second half. Plenty of experience for him in that number 10 jersey for Wales. Taniela Tupou, he's still limping, so I don't know how long he's going to be out on the field for. People always saying the rest help Wales getting a bit old now. Wales are 9th in the rankings despite having a better last 18 months than France, Australia, Ireland, Argentina, and Scotland. As well, says Staffy Duckstan, ABs will regain the number 1 world ranking back where it belongs, mark my words as well, says Cooper Cronk there. But now kicking off here, Dan Bigger gets the second half underway between the Wallabies and Wales. And at this stage, still down to 14 men here for the Wallabies. They will be playing with the 14 for the whole rest of the second half, so they will have to get used to it. It is Rob Valentini who will not be returning for them. Now this one, Rob Leota, almost one of his first carries we have seen throughout this match, and it looks like now Nick White rolling this ball back. He has got Taniela Tupou and Latu both trying to protect that ball for him. Puts it high. Tom Wright chasing it hard, going close to the touchline. It does go out, or does it? No. Right on the side there. Liam Williams does very nicely under the high ball, though, to be able to take it. And now Wales trying to build their attack up once again. 40 metres out here. Thomas Williams looking out to the right-hand side. Bigger now off to win. Jones does a bit of a skip and a step. He is picked up there by Isaac Rodder, and he is dragged down now. Dan Bigger going for the kicking game once again, putting it high into the sky. Lewis Rees-Sammer trying to line it up here, not able to take a Curly Beale with a massive knock on there. And now in the hands of Nick Tompkins, just slings it backwards. And now Bigger slings the wide pass out to Liam Williams back in his space. Wide, beautiful ball into the hands now of, it is going to be Ellis Jenkins. He was going forward nicely, 35 metres out at the moment. Wales having all the possessions in this half. Liam Williams back in his space, sells the dummy. Beautiful offload. Now to Thomas Williams. Was it forward? I believe it actually hit the hand of the Australian player. So because of that, it does mean that it isn't a 4 pass. Dan Bigger now firing it out. To the hands now, Thomas Francis. Another carry. Thomas Williams goes back to Bigger. They're just trying to break through, and it's coming very soon. Alaholo got a bit of contact on him, and great tackle from James O'Connor. Thomas Williams once again goes back to Bigger. And at this stage, it is just phase after phase here for Wales, trying to break through. They're up to 10 now. Dan Bigger goes back. Liam Williams nailed in the tackle by Sami. Nick Tompkins trying to step through as well. All the ball's been wrestled free by Curtly Bell, who picks it up now. Offloads it back into the hands of it will be James Slipper, just trying to regain some composure here for the Wallabies. Nick White now is kicking this one downfield, and that looks like it is going to be going into touch, and now it will be a line out for Wales. We have got their worst time to face the ABs after they lose, are not looking good for France as well, and don't see how it works, how it's Wales' fault if opponents need to try to ruin Welsh players' careers. Most, if not all, sending off versus Wales were correct calls as well. And also we have got their guru. Please come back, please, as well, says Johannes. And also we have got their hey, you're a gourmet. That sounds really good as well. And Wales are still Six Nations champions. And if a classy France turn up, they will do it in Ireland. And also I usually drink bourbon and beer. Thought I'd try something different as well, says David there. But now at this stage, they have got the option of the scrum or the line out here for the Wallabies. So getting it a little bit wrong there for Wales at line out time. And also we have got there in the chat, both great teams, ABs to take it as well, says Victor. Yeah, I think it is going to be close, possibly go right down to the wire in that fixture as well. About 43 minutes through this game at the moment. There are a few subs we have made here by the looks of it for these sides. They are showing their Wayne Pivak. He will be a nervous man at the moment. This is a win for Wales that they definitely need to get to give themselves momentum. Alan Alatoa making his way out onto the field. Teni Alatupo, he's got a bad injury. By the looks of it, he's limping big time, so that is why he is going off the field. And also, it will be Falau Whainga'a replacing in the end. Tolo Latu had a decent game. Let's go Wallabies. And the chat from John. And also, Welsh friends are enjoying being 16-13 up against 14 men. Trust me as well, says Thick Boy. Now, at this stage, it seems like one of the Water Boys are just having a bit of a chat there with Danny Alatupo. Oh, a little bit of a team huddle by the looks of it there that they are having. So they didn't want the cameraman to pick up on it. Shame. Everyone knows that, even history shows that as well. Says Cooper Cronk, but at this stage now, once again, it's going to be the scrum feed for Australia. New front row. It's a free kick, though, so they will not have to push. Just a little bit too early there from Thomas Francis, I believe, who did try to close that gap. On for the scrum once again here for the Wallabies. My voice is trying to disappear, but we won't allow it to, because we have still got another live stream. In an hour and 15 minutes, the All Blacks are going to be kicking off in their game up against France, the final international match for the All Blacks and France in the Autumn International Series. Then we have still got the match between Ireland and Argentina. Have any of you seen YouTube Fozzie's all-inspiring player selection interview? As I said, Shane, I have not, but I assume, is it similar to the other ones? Because I know that he's not very, I know a lot of people say he's not very charismatic, I guess. And also, lol, I'm a mean mum. I won't let my son have an ice block at 7:40 a.m. As I said, stuff mum down. I think France will have been awesome since Sean Edwards took over as defensive coach. That New Zealand game will be mental as well. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty epic one. And an awesome way for both of these sides to close out the Autumn International Series. Like, Barbarians versus Manu Samoa, I believe, is taking place next weekend alongside the Seven Circuit. Is starting up for the seven sides. I don't know whether or not New Zealand actually there for it. The ABs are clutching straws as well, says Shane there. But now Nick White feeding the ball in once again here for the Wallabies. It rolls in nicely. 5 minutes gone in the second half, and then it's a big push there from Wales, but still available for the Wallabies. James O'Connor now out into the hands of Ikatau, dragged down by Halaholo. He's had a solid game in the midfield so far for Wales. Now Isaac Rodder receives the cutout pass. White once again looking to the left-hand side. It's going to be James O'Connor now. Great step on the inside. Dragged down by Tane Basham, though. And another player who we do need to give a shout-out to is, of course, Tane Basham. He's been phenomenal throughout this whole season. Now Filippo Dalgunu trying to make his way forward, but he's going to be taken down once again. 40 metres out. Rob Leota, good attacking run at the line of Wales. Tane Basham not able to get it. He was asking the question of whether or not it was a penalty. It was not for him. Unfortunately, James Slip, a big hit there from Ryan Elias, the try scorer for Wales, the lone try scorer at this stage for Wales. A little bit of a charge down there. And now James O'Connor under a bit of pressure, taking it back into his half and going for the kick towards the touchline. And that is exactly what he has been able to do. 25 metres out now, and it will be the line out here. We have got there. May I send you a new dress jacket / blazer as well, says Nick Bing. I mean, if you do want to, it'd be hugely appreciated. What colour are we talking, Nick? Do let me know. In France, haven't been in New Zealand for so long now. And also, so I picked Wales to win by 3. And also, we have got the Holmer Coffee Ambush predicting an Aussie try, Says Elliowood there, and also Sir John Gillen played shirts, or played suits, or plaid shirts, plaid suits from Katie Dixon. That was a struggle, wasn't it? And also we have got that well you will after a couple of hours. As I like talking heads look, or I like the talking heads look, as well, says Fluffy there. Now this stage, it is going to be just inside of Wales half by the time this kick goes up and goes down. Thomas Williams puts it up towards the halfway line. Rob Leota not going to be able to take it instead. Kurtley Bill does. Filippo Dalgunu been relatively quiet in the early stages of the second half, but hoping for a prominent second half here because he will have to survive the full 30 that is left in this game. And that is because Callaway has already gone off with his injury. Still available now for Wallabies once again. It is going to be Isaac Rodder, goes back to Hunter by Sami. Good sell out of dummy. Great defense from Wales, so not letting the Wallabies creep forward. Nick White goes back. Tom right now trying to sell the dummy. Was it a deliberate knockdown? Instead, it's gone backwards. And that's going to be the try. They're going to have to check this one because whether or not this is a try for Nick Tompkins, we will have to wait and see. My initial reaction was it went forward. And I'm sorry, Sir John Kerwin is a Silver Fox. It's beautiful as well. And talking to damn 80s group as well. What are they going to say here? Surely they look upstairs for this game. Surely, in this moment, they are going to be checking this one for the referee. I love for you all to throw eggs at me if I'm wrong. Worst coach, but we have the worst coach in living memory. I'm surprised there hasn't been a mutiny at the AB's camp and oversized suit jackets as well. Says Fluffy there and deliberate knock on. Says John, I did think that first off and getting the Sonny Bill Williams book for Crimbo. I assume that is Christmas, if I'm not wrong there, for a whole Bitcoin. So hopefully it is a good one. I have heard good things about it. And they are going upstairs. My first initial reaction was a deliberate knock on. It was in the end. Oh. Like they're saying, this is actually a worse section than Kurtley Bill. That is the Australian commentator saying so. Oh, that's actually, has it gone forward though? Has it gone forward? I think it's gone backwards. Has it? Deliberate knock on is the call that they are looking for here. That has gone, he has made contact with the hand, but that's gone back towards him. That's going to be a try here for Wales. So because of it, it is going to be Nick Tompkins who scores the try there. One of a kind, David. And how can you coach a national team if your own self-esteem is porridge as well there? And talking heads, slippery people as well, and talking music in there, and bring back Foley. We need a decent fly-off. That's going to be a try here to Wales. Nick Tompkins scores it. I tell you what, that is going to change the game perhaps in this situation. We are going to be going back there. Nick Tompkins is the man who was able to score it there for Wales. 47 minutes in. The crowd are celebrating. It does now mean that they have got themselves just a little bit more of a lead in this game. That is the France-New Zealand try scorers. That's the wrong one. We need to go to this one instead. We haven't got their Foley. Going to the MLR and OMG Watt says Mimania. And also we have got the yes in the chat from Richie. And it was almost going to be slowing down there. They actually looked like they were going to be pulling up there for France. But then the referee, he went play on. And that is exactly what Nick Tompkins did. And he was able to score himself a try. And now 10 points difference between these two sides, Wales and Australia. Can they get back into this game for the Wallabies? We will have to wait and see. We have also got there no attempt to catch the ball as well. Says Mimania. Ended up taking the drop kick there from Dan Bigger. But yeah, they are saying, oh, Lewis Rees-Zammit is limping off the field here. That is not what they would have been wanting here for Wales. That is for sure. He's a talented player, and we want to see him in the Six Nations. Holo there, having a bit of a juggle. And now it is going to be going back for the penalty, or sorry, for the scrum feed, for the knock-on, and no attempt to catch the ball. And also we have got there, why do you think the England versus South Africa ref was bad as well? Or when do you think this is a ref for South Africa as well? And also we have got the ref has been dropped on his head, as it was, as I says Jared. And also we have got there, what were we just talking about? The chat full of psychics as well. And also we have got there, oh my God, I'm streaming. And Choo-Choo all day, and now they are kicking it for the corner here. The Wallabies, they are set up for a good opportunity for the rolling ball. Talking Head Psycho Killer, a classic as well. And holo. That was a knockback, I reckon, says Jared. That is exactly what the commentators are actually saying at the moment. They are wondering what is a knock on and what is not in this game. But now it is going to be in the hands of Falau Fainga, trying to stop this rolling ball here for the Wallabies. And they are currently just Sitting still by Sami. Now driving his way sideways. Oh, he's dropped the ball. It has gone backwards that time, though. Nick White now going out into the hands of Pete Samu at number 7. Good run forward here for Pete Samu, getting closer and closer. Still 10 out, though. Nick White passes it back now. Alana Alatoa with the carry. He's running straight. And it was the man in number 6 jersey, Alice Jenkins there. Now, once again, Pete Samu getting his way just a little bit closer to the line. It's going to be James O'Connor. Good pass out to Len Ikitau. Dragged down Halahola straight on it. But there's going to be the advantage here for the Wallabies. And it's going to be the penalty of Wales. Too strong, as predicted as well, says Holbert Corner. And also, you're going to force me to put Twitter back on my phone to hold me back, y'all. As well, says Katie Dixon there. Am I being teased? Don't tease my fam. I don't play with my delicate emotions like this. As I says Katie Dixon there, the coach can only take a team so far. It all depends on the players ultimately as well. And also, we have got there, Hamish has said a little bit in there. Unfortunately, I can't read it out, Hamish, but I do see your comment now. I do understand some of it as well. We have got there, Wales trash is predicted as well. Lewis Rees-Zammit is off. He is indeed, unfortunately, going to be taken off due to injury. So Callaway and Lewis Rees-Zammit both missing from this game. Once again, kicking it for the corner of the Wallabies. And they are going to be going for this rolling ball once again. 10 points difference between the two sides. And it will be for Lau Whainga'a once again with the important one. Wales too strong. As well, says I would get off drugs in the chat. Once again, the rolling ball here for the Wallabies. Well defended by Wales, trying to slow it down now. Getting close there for Lau Whainga'a. I think a couple meters short. It's going to be tied up there. And if they can't get this ball out, which they cannot, it's a Wales scrum there. And that is very nicely done by the Welsh. We have got there Cooper. No, we have a coach that craves back scratching from his squad as well. And also Wales and the jump from Mania as well. Now, at this stage, it is going to be the opportunity for Wales to try and win the scrum, only a few meters out from their line here. And now 30 minutes left in this game between these two sides. It's going to be a close finish by the looks of it. If Australia can get themselves some form of points in the next little while, they will be in a good position to be able to come back in this one with even the man disadvantage. But Wales look like they do want to get the scrum going. One first cap for the 3 years versus South Africa as well, says Alice Jenkins they are talking about. And yeah, he was one of those guys who was out of the squad for over 1,000 days. We have got there I have a little North American rugby connections here. And then, but I haven't been a legend for some time as well, says John there, and do it for the Southern Hemisphere Australia. And both teams are missing so many players. Wales will benefit come the Six Nations as well, says Jay Mahoney. I just really hope that Lewis Rees-Zammit is not going to be injured for the Six Nations, because he's going to be one of those players. He seems to be improving more and more every time he gets the opportunity. There's going to be a couple of changes here. Wyn Jones going off the field for Thomas, and also Lewis making his way out onto the field for Francis here in the front row. And Katie, the more Psycho, the better as well. And where's my damn pie? Where's my damn pipe? Is also Cooper Cronk there. And also we have got the alcohol, though, opens up the mind's eyes. And also we have got there in the chat a little bit later on, we have got there always be a leaderboard in my world, brother, as well, says Katie Dixon. I got an extra year. That's unfortunate. I hope Zammit is injured. Stuff the Welsh as well, says Irish. I mean, you cannot like a team, but I don't think like anyone wants to wish injuries on people. It's like Taniela Tupou. He went off the field. You wouldn't want the Welsh players to be like, oh, I hope Taniela Tupou's out for the whole year. Like, it's just one of those ones. Hopefully they make a recovery, because you want to be able to beat them next time and have those same players. George North and Josh Adams on the wings isn't disappointing for us Welsh fans as well, says Thick Boy. He is going to be a good player. That's the thing. I haven't even thought about George North recently, but going to be a very good player to watch throughout the later stages of the Six Nations, early stages maybe. How long till his injury is over? It sounds like it's a suspension, but how long till he is back into the side? Thick Boy, do let me know. Also, any word on Lee Halfpenny? I know that first game up against, I think it was Argentina, ended up with his first touch of the game, ended up going down. Hope the referees get the sack as well. Wallabies, the Rugby Championship winning streak immensely broken on the store as well, says Victor there. And also we have got there, my body is literally shaking right now. I don't know if it's the caffeine, the news, the shock. Where am I? What day is it? Are we inside as well? Says Katie Dixon there. And I work for work as a moderator for Pies as well, says Old Bitcoin. And also Wales getting better, ongoing challenging indeed as well. Wait. Moderator for pies, does that mean you get to like look at the pies and decide which ones are like up to the standard? I thought the ref for England versus South Africa was bad. This guy making them look good as well, says Joe Bro. And also we have got their goodness grief if it isn't looking good for the Northern Hemisphere rugby sides as well, says David Evan. And I feel like it's been forever, but I think he's back in January as well. So that is awesome to hear that he will be back for the Six Nations. And Katie, I have no idea, says Mimbania. And also we have got their thanks on Twitter. Drop the first mention as well, says John. And also get off the washing machine as well, says Fluffy. Get off the washing machine. I don't think I've ever heard that one before, but I like it. That one's gone into touch from Wales, and now 20 metres out here, the Wallabies will once again have themselves a line out. They've been inside of the 22, moderated for the Pies to be reviewed at halftime as well. Says a whole Bitcoiner, I'd love a job of moderating Pies. Like, you need to look through a whole heap of Pies and be like, yep, that one's good. I might have to test this one for taste, just to make sure that it's up to standard that the company is trying to provide. And sorry, uncalled for as well, says Fluffy. And also at the stage taken nicely by Isaac Rodder, but stolen there in the breakdown. It wasn't a knock-on now. It's going to be a little knock-on from Australia, and now Wales once again are going to have the scrum feed. I reckon that deliberate knockdown rule is rubbish. Should be a knock-on like always, but before it stops players from going for intercepts as well. Was before it stops players from going for intercepts, says Cooper Cronk. So yeah, it is the whole rule of if it is one hand, you do end up with a deliberate knockdown. But if you get two hands on it, I believe it is just a penalty. If I'm not wrong, it's kind of along those lines. I might have to American Pie this one as well, says Thick Boy there. Are we talking about the movie American Pie? Because that's an interesting situation with him and his blueberry pie or whatever it is. I think it is. But yeah, Isaac Rodder. Sorry, it's actually going to be Rory Arnold making his way off the field, and Will Skelton, big Will Skelton, making his way out onto the field. He's a solid individual, Will Skelton, and I'm hoping he does get a decent chance in this one. A decent chance? That's not quite the word I was saying. Nice and also decent chance in the same one. Official pie tester to the Kiwi lads as well, says whole Bitcoin, and also what's happened as well. I love being a single dad, but missed the last 15 minutes. Why do they need food as well? Says to me, pretty much in this situation, both sides, they are feeling like they want to feed that flame of being able to get the win. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point, but pretty much we ended up talking about pies and I got hungry. Well, that one big push there from Australia, but on the angle, and it is going to be the Wallabies now who have given up the penalty for the try once again. Or sorry, penalty for the scrum once again. So it has been a bit of a back and forth seesaw battle between the two sides. Now at this stage, I'm excited to see whether or not we can get to see a try from Will Skelton, because he came on a little bit earlier than he has in the past, which is great to see, because we love seeing the big man at work. Plays very well for La Rochelle in the top 14 as well. No worries, Katie Dixon. We are really worried you were going to pee. Go pee without telling us, as says Joe Bro there. Be right back. 2-6 got to pee, says Katie. And also, I got his guess. I was watching Strictly Come Dancing as well, says Jeff there. Now Will Skelton in the lineup, being chucked up there. Rob Leota able to get that one, and now Australia have got this ball back. Going to be using their backline hunted by Sami, drawing past there. Oh, breaking the line there, Lena Cattell. Offload on the inside for Lipa Dalgunu now by Sami. Driving up forward for the Wallabies, playing halfback there. Nick White, still no sign of Tate McDermott yet, but 25 minutes down, or 25 to go in this one, I should say. Now going to the short side once again by Sami. Crash ball at Dan Bigger. Wrestled down, tackler move is the call. Nick White now passing it back to big Will Skelton. Good low tackle on him, though, by the replacement number 19 for this one. It is Ben Carter. White goes back now to James O'Connor. James Slipper, the captain. He would absolutely love to be able to get a side back into this game. Donald Trump will give you a pie if you can watch as well. Says Fluffy there. And also Golden Shower. Says Cooper Cronk there. And alcohol makes me more philosophical. In the chat from David. David now Will Skelton once again wrestling his way to the ground. Still available here for the Wallabies up to 7 phases now. Curtly Bell first receiver hunted by Sami. Now Filippo Dalgunu offloading the outside. Was it forward? Yes, it was. And they are going to be going back for it once again. David, that was the best part. Or that's the best part of alcohol. And also I'll be moderating pies all my life as well, says David. David, I really want a pie now, but I do not have any pies in the house. So perhaps I'll have to get a pie for lunch or something along those lines. Can anybody inform Sky Sports Rugby commentary on Hamish's natural talent for rugby commentary? Sky Sport needs you as well, says Nick Bean. Although I feel like if I was going up into the Skybox and my first day, I was like, oh, so pies, what's everyone's favorite type of pies? I feel like I wouldn't last very long, but you know, maybe they want to talk pies. Hello, guys. As I say, Santiago, welcome into the live stream. And alcohol makes people violent as well, says it Cooper Cronk. Liam Williams down at the moment. That is another player that Wales will not want to lose. Johnny McNichol, though, might be coming off the bench here in the near stages because you don't really want to risk him in this game, Liam Williams. They're currently 10 points up. And Johnny McNichol, very capable player for them. We'll have to wait and see how it does go. But the water does need to come off the field. We can hear the referee in the background. He is ready for this game to keep on going here between the two sides. Now it's going to be the scrum for Wales for that knock-on, or the four-pass, sorry, as well. And also we have got there Cooper Don'tcombe all over, or Don'tcombe all under one comb. And also we used to get hammered by the Southern Hemisphere, so we're happy to get anything. After all, we're only small as well, says Slowfinger. Also Kiwi lads need their own pies franchise in New Zealand. Sky Sport needs a live chat, says Fluffy. That would be pretty awesome if they were willing to one day branch out into having like a YouTube system kind of going as well. Because if it is going to be like, yeah, if they did have a like chat system, I feel like that would be the only way that I would be very keen on being able to do it. Saying San Miguel flavored beef pies here in the Philippine Islands as well, says Aaron. So that sounds pretty nice. And Cooper, have the ABs gone woke? And also, have you ever have long hair? You prefer it or not? This is actually the only time my hair has ever been relatively long. Like, other than that, it has never been anywhere near as long as it is now. So I feel like once I chop it off, it is going to be gone. Johnny McNichol now trying to break the line for Wales, so he did make his way out onto the field. Now Dan Bigger giving it off. Tane Basham attacking the line there. Alan Alatoa looks like he is injured and playing the man off the ball there. So he is going to be staying down as well. Big Will Skelton looking at the number 17, asking if he wants a bit of biff. He is not too happy. They are saying TMO there, Will Skelton is saying, for the foul play. And he is saying, I've got your number, mate. He is saying, Gareth Thomas here. Better watch his back as Will Skelton's onto him, hey, guys. Nice win for England as well. I've got their Twitter machine. Don't play with me now as well. And met Chris as well. Says Mimania there. And the chat, but now Alatoa, he's looking a little bit worse for wear. He's only just come out on the field. Tani Alatupo is actually injured. And Liam Williams as well. Says Santiago, yeah, he did end up going off the field a little bit earlier on due to injury. So Johnny McNichol making his way out there now. But I believe they are just going to be checking this one to see whether or not there was a cheap shot here on Alatoa, playing him off the ball. So you would say maybe. Tell you what, that's actually, is that any different to Alan Alatoa's card that he did get himself? It's correct contact to the head. That's going to be a yellow card. I have a feeling, and also Rugby 22 and PS5 as well, says something January is when that one is going to be taken out, or coming out, I should say. And anyone else remember an ice cream called Eskimo Pie? They used to be so good. I feel like they still exist, and I'm going to try and get some. Okay. Have a where they are saying, even die on a player on the ground is like double cooking a pie. Never ends well, says Ellie Wood. I don't know if Eskimo pies are politically correct. I guess you'd have to call them Inuit pies now, wouldn't you? More than likely, Guinness pies deserve a mention as well there, says Thick Boy, but they are going upstairs. I believe this is going to be a yellow card, because if it's anything like the one that Alan Alatoa got for that game up against Michael Hooper, he's hit him on the forehead, and that is exactly what happened for that game between the Wallabies and Scotland. For Alan Alatoa, that's a red as well, says Jared. It could be more than just a yellow, that is for sure. Wait and see what they do decide to go with. New Zealand Rugby is in decline as well. We were number 4, but realistically number 5 as well, says Shane there. And also coming Australia, says Bob. And also we're to full box from here. What do they learn from the store as well, says Christopher. I mean, it's a tough one for the Springboks, because they did get themselves a couple wins, but they also had that game up against England, which was the last one. People will remember that last game, but I think they should also remember what they have done this year, the Springboks. They've fought hard throughout that, and their discipline has been very poor. Someone was lucky not to walk for the shirt ball on Adams earlier too. Yeah, that one was a bad one, as though he just got him. Head contact here. Seeing it more as a wrap as well. I feel like this has got to be a yellow card at least here. Let's get back to the fun in life, and also has destroyed all our ability to call that for that, says Nick. And also, mate, your energy level is almost supernatural. I'll give this man a bells as well, says Dowie there. I do appreciate that, mate. We have been up all night. We've been streaming for 6 hours straight so far on the channel, and we have still got another 3 hours left of live streams. It's actually an original tackle from Alan Alatoa that they are also checking there for him, and then they're seeing whether or not it is a penalty from Alan Alatoa's side, or whether they are going to be given the penalty against Wales here for that one. And I don't think New Zealand are on the decline. It's just all other nations have finally caught up professionally as well, says Thick Boy. And also don't make sense. The Abbies have lost only 2 tests this year as well, says Cooper Cronk. Okay, yellow card here for the number 17 here, Gareth Thomas. He is going off the field. Going down, and that is going to now be Gareth Thomas off the field for the next 5 minutes. South Africa have lost 5 this year as well, says Cooper Cronk. And also Twitter is an Irish bar fight, but it is a real-time sports updates as well, says John. And also we have got there, can you see how stupid the rule amendments have become as well, says Imania. And also ABs have lost 2 games to get out of our decline as well, says Jared. Yeah, they're still, like, at the end of the day, after this game up against France, if they win it, they will be number 1 in the world. And they were not number 1 in the world for the start of this game. Australia need to strike, says the big VHO. They do indeed. They are playing 14 versus 14. It is good news for the Wallabies in that regard. And now they do need to try and make the most of it. Capitalise on the mistake of Wales there. Rob Leota goes to the front, taking nicely. Nick White now just outside of the 22 for Lepa Dalgunu, gets the inside ball. Wrestled down when the line out did take place. Rob Leota now, nice inside ball run from Leota. Nick White once again going back. Alan Alala-Toa, it is great to see him back. And the Wallabies captain Basham trying to get straight on the ball, losing the footing there. And Nick White gives it back to Big Will Skelton, tying up the legs, exactly what you need to do when you have got a man who's over 2 meters tall. Now it's going to be James O'Connor with the attacking run. Nick White, little offload on the inside piece. Samu knocks it on, and now it is going to be now for Wales. I actually see Liam Williams is actually still out there on the field, actually. So I believe it was someone else who did make their way out there. Shane, you have to beat the All Blacks consistently to lead them or leap them, just not one game out as well. And used to get Eskimo lollies in the old 20-cent bags as well, says Fluffy. I remember $1 and $2 mixtures back in primary school. They were absolutely awesome. Indeed, also we have got there South Africa, New Zealand, and South Africa, England, Ireland, and after the season in France, we'll leapfrog the ABs as well, says Shane there. I assume, are we talking in terms of what point system, Shane? Because I know that you're not talking world rankings, I assume, if I'm not wrong. We have got there the best human brain reaction is 100 milliseconds. How can anybody, how can your body counter that as well? Says Mimbania there, and you're dreaming All Blacks by 30 as well, says AJ there. And at the chat for the score, and now it is going to be Wyn Jones making his way back out onto the field, and because of that, it does mean that it will be I tried to say Aaron Wainwright when I was yawning, but it wasn't actually Aaron Wainwright. It was Alice Jenkins making his way out there. I didn't realize my voice could go down that low of an octave, but like I was pretty much trying to say it, and I can't go right down here while I have been talking for plenty of hours. Normally my voice is like way up here, and it's all meffing around as well. Says Mark Roberts there. And at other stage, we have got ourselves another scrum feed. So we've had a few stoppages throughout this one, but 59 minutes into this one between these two sides, we have got there. It never quite happens. As well says Cooper Cronk there. 59 into this one, 21 to go, and Wales have got a 10-point lead. They've got the scrum feed just inside of their own 22 as well now. Going to be fired back. Thomas Williams also front beats New Zealand. Then I know I'm in the twilight zone. No way. All three powerhouses of rugby can lose like this as well. Says Darby there. Gone downfield. Great kick there from Wales, and now inside of the half. Jared, I would like to factor in mythology. However, on paper, as a real-time print as well. And also we have got there the French. We'll have to dig deep to beat us, and also everyone will be leapfrogging the box as well. And what is your opinion on that Wales try as well? Says Rakesh. I know that it split the commentators big time in terms of whether or not there was a deliberate knockdown there. Did go backwards out of the hand, or off the hand, I should say. Going to the back, hunter by Sami. Good attacking run. The referee's gone down. And that is not ideal for him, but he has got back up to his feet, sprung back up like he was one of those yo-yos. But now 40 meters out, Nick White passes it back to Pete Samu. Quick hands to Alala-Toa. Both play for the Brumbies in Super Rugby, and that is something that I am looking forward to. Super Rugby Pacific just around the corner. Cooley Bill, good seller dummy Wainwright. Man on the inside, gives it to Boisami. Nick White, support run there, and he's going nice all the way there, Nick White. And he does score it there. Momentum takes him over, and the Wallabies score it, lay down the pipe as well, says Cooper Cronk. And also Cooley Bill never gets old as well, says Ali. With 300 watching, 80 likes, smash the like button, y'all. Much appreciated. Let's see if we can hit 100 likes on this one. That is a brilliant try for Curtly Bill to assist in that one, I should say. And Nick White, the man in support, was able to score it. And it was hunted by Samu. Just did a bit of crash ball. Then James O'Connor, good ball out to Curtly Bill. Stepped on the inside, round Halaholo. Fends off Wainwright. Good offload on the inside. And it was just nicely done by Len Ikitau to get that ball across. And now 61 minutes into this game, a man, I guess you could say, I was going to say a man advantage, but they are both playing with only a few men out on the field. And also we have got there, Curtly Bill never gets old. And also numbers, don't lie, Shane. New Zealand currently number 2. Thanks for coming as well. And Beauty says, man, let's go Wallabies. Says AJ there. They're going to have to dig deep in this one, that is for sure. But they are going to be working hard for the later stages of this game for the Wallabies. Now the difference between these two sides only going to be 3 points difference here, and discipline is going to be a major factor from now on. And come on, Wales, says Inglis there in the chat. And also probably not Christopher as well from our depth will provide as well. But our depth will provide, and Australia have become really poor. No idea how they managed to beat South Africa twice. As this is Leonardo da Vinci. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And also we have got their top 3 teams, South Africa, England, and France. ABs are out of the picture as well. So I assume we are not talking world rankings then. And Wales are bad as well, says Hamish. There in the chat. He's not a happy man at the moment. It's going to be a stoppage here by the looks of it. Also, come on, Aussie, put the eyeball up and put the arm under pressure as well. And first bit of the stream, I've not seen Aussies moaning about the ref, says Nick Boyd. Also, now South Africa been exposed too much this year, says Jared, and May, the best team win. James Slipper making his way off the field. That will be Angus Bell now replacing him. And now South Africa been exposed too much this year. Says Jared, it's going to be kicked off. But Wales at this stage, they are still, Tom, right there, having a bit of a fumble with that ball, but somehow able to just hang on to it. Leonardo da Vinci, the chat says Amos Spencer, and also surprised Kirtley. I didn't drop the ball, must have been, must have put some burger rings on those fingers as well. And the Waltzing Matildas need to push through or push hard as well, says Dowie. And also, no, they're far too far, or they're too far behind us. Shane, says Cooper Cronk there. Kicking it high now once again, Nick White putting plenty of height on it. Is it out? Yes, it is. And now it is going to be 40 metres out. Wales once again with the attacking line out opportunity with the 14 men out on the field. So both sides playing with the 14. They will be possibly hoping that they can get themselves into a good situation of scoring a try very soon here, Wales, with the same number of players out on the field as the Wallabies, and then really being able to bring out that guy later on and making the most of it. They have still got a few subs for both of these sides. As well, Shane has blocked out from too much brandy as well, or blacked out, sorry, from too much brandy. And I will show you guys the benches. There we go. Elliot D. He is actually not quite out on the field. Or sorry, now he has made his way out on the field, I believe. Taken nicely there in the lineup. There was Ben Carter now. Good attacking run or tackle without the ball there. An advantage to Wales. Nick Tompkins wrestled down the ground. Almost an awkward fall for him. But Pete Samu, fair play to him. He did release him so that he didn't end up with the awkward fall on his knee. Now it is going to be once again going back. Demands of Thomas Williams, it looks like at this stage. One of the players is down. Dan Bigger going for the drop kick here. Sees the space. Hits it well, Dan Bigger. Oh, it's just away to the right-hand side, and they're going back for the penalty now, though. And Dan Bigger, oh, sorry, it wasn't Dan Bigger because he is still down from the injury. So I believe, who would have been striking that one? Was it Johnny McNichol who decided to take it on there? But we are seeing Dan Bigger there. Oh, nailed in the, tell you what, that's a rib tickler from Len Ikadel, I believe it was. Oh, no, Hunter by Sami. It was actually Josh Adams who did stay down there. I didn't think it was Dan Bigger. I thought he was the one taking the drop. Get Swinton to kill some Welsh players as well, says Amish. Yeah, he's a dangerous player. 14 versus 15 as well, says Amish Spencer there. And also Jared, depth development is an ongoing process. And also we have got there in the chat, Joe Bro, and also what are you muffing as well, says Victor there in the chat from miffing around. Miffing around, I guess it is, from Mark Roberts. Is that for the Wales team or for myself? Because it's probably myself. And that is probably fair enough. But now Dan Bigger, he looks like he's got a bit of a limp here for Wales. Taking on the 3 points, though. Game's getting seriously hectic as well, says Sebastian. But Dan Bigger, he doesn't look too flashy, so I'll be a little bit worried for his kicking in this situation. That was a long yawn, but Josh Adams, he's back up to his feet, which is great to see that he is going to be able to continue in this match. Time for cones as well, and stop miffing around the chat. Once again from Mark Roberts, and also All Blacks versus France. They're from Paula, and that is coming up in only 45 minutes time till we get to see that game. So hopefully it is going to be a very good one, and hopefully it is a high-scoring one as well between those two sides. But now Dan Bigger, 39 metres out, has got the opportunity to try and convert this one for Wales. Give them a 6-point lead here. 5 from 5 tonight so far. Bigger off Breastland on is all right with me as well. That one's a good strike there from Dan Bigger, though. Putting it down the middle, and now 26 points to Wales and 20 to Australia. And also we have got there in the chat as well, I'm going to make you all smoke the devil's lettuce with me as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got the Hamish Pro, get a Red Bull in you. And also we have got the get in the business end, and for Australia for hanging in. And also, credit to Australia for hanging in. And also, are you talking about the box or the ABs as well? And also ice cream cones. As I says AJ, I want ice cream now as well. But now it is going to be taken nicely by Thomas Williams. Kicks it for the touchline. And he has been able to find it just outside of the 22 now. And Australia back into the attacking position of the field that they want to be, while they are still sitting 14 against 15. 14 against 14, I should say, as well. And the Memphis Godley as well, says Fluffy. And also we have got there, come on, Australia, pull your boomerang out as well, says Nick Bean there. And it's going to be Chinza making his way almost out onto the field. Christ, Chinza, very good player. Everyone in support, or team support, Jared as well. Everyone in team support, Tell you what, my reading is getting bad at this stage. And also we have got there, nah, in the chat from Mark Roberts there. Nah for what? I assume that is Memphis Godley. And also be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, everyone, for the rugby marathon far from over as well. Yeah, we've still got the game between All Blacks and France. Should be an absolutely awesome fixture between those two sides as well. And hopefully it will be a high-scoring one and we will get to see. Tell you what, I want a high-scoring close game. I want tries galore, because any try that France score, I am going to be shocking myself with this pen. I have decided. So really, I hope the All Blacks score a lot of tries, but France don't get too many. But then also, my rugby mind wants to see France score a few as well. Now, Nick White going to be firing this ball back. Will Skelton attacking the line once again there. Now going around the side. Nick White gets his hands on the ball. They have to continue, and he's going to be wrestled down by the Welsh defence. Still available here for Australia at the back. James O'Connor now going to be passing it back across Angus Bell. First carry of the match since coming off the bench. Kick in behind from Liam Nicadell. Awkward bounce there for Liam Williams. A lot of pressure on him from Gertley Bell. And now Australia trying to get straight on that one. Inside of their own 22 here for Wales. Firing it out the back. And Thomas Williams now. Huge amount of pressure there. Hunter by Sami all over him. Wrestling him towards the touchline. He's been able to just stay in the field of play, though. For Wales, that could have been dangerous for them if they did get into this position of giving that ball up only 5 meters out from their try line. The dingo took me wobbly as well. Wobbly, says Fluffy. So we have got there, Hamish, did you just say you were going to shock yourself with a pen? And so says Katie Dixon, I am indeed. It's actually a shock pen. It's got a little system in it, like an electric fence that pretty much shocks you if you press the button. It sounds painful as well, says Fluffy. That is why we don't want too many tries for France. But also it is that situation of it will help me wake up for the last game of the weekend. And also your mouth is big tonight after the big loss, as I worry about the ABs as well. And if you gave Hamish a cone right now, he'd yawn and backwards roly-poly himself into the Principality Stadium as well. That would be a fun image, wouldn't it? I would do it if it wasn't an expensive green screen, because I feel like to fix it would cost more than it is worth to roll backwards. And with box selection, they were desperate to finish years at number one as well. And close game can go either way. They can indeed at this stage. It is a penalty to Wales. And now Dan Bigger kicking this one for the touchline once again. And I believe with this kick going out, it will be Wales moving back to 15 men out on the field, which is survive a hat-trick from Duplay. That would be rough for myself. Zaffa, do you want a tissue as well? Says Cooper Grant there. And also time group penalties. Pens are lethal as well, says Fluffy there. And oh god, Lord, we have Zaffy pens as well. And also Duma making his way out onto the field. 12 minutes left here for the Wallabies. Hamish is not sleepy. He's bored like this boring game as well, says Interest there. And I feel like my brain at this stage, whoa. 4 players now making their way out onto the Wales field. For them, it's going to be Chinza, also another sub being made, Reece Priestland, also Gareth Davies, and then I believe it is also going to be there Gareth Thomas making his way back out onto the field, frontliners as well. And also we've got there Zapme, says Katie Dixon, there Kiwi lad dies at electric pen incident. Hopefully it shouldn't be that strong. It's more of a shock pen rather than an electric pen. So hopefully it isn't too bad. I've done it once on video for me and George for a Kiwi Lads gaming one that is coming up, where we did go into the Timaru region and try and buy him an Xbox. That's going to be called Not Straight there up against the Welsh side. And now the Wallabies, they are going to have the ball once again here. It's going to be going down to the wire. I tell you what, if we had another game that was only separated by 1 point, we're going to be spoiled for how close these games are. And Timaru Police ask community to be on a lookout for a fugitive pen as well, says Fluffy there in the chat. 40 meters out now from the line, and it will be the Wallabies who are going to be making the next sub, and it is going to be Foketi getting the chance for the Wallabies. It is going to be a big 10 minutes for this man now. Debut up against Wales in a game that they are down by 6 points going into the last 10 minutes of this game. They need him to have a big impact, and I believe he will be going on for either Paisami or Ikitau. Big question is, who do you take him off for? Ikitau here did help set up that Nick White try, but then Paisami, he's been putting in some big hits, which can be crucial for them. Maybe he even goes on for Dalgunu. Could be an option unless they go for James O'Connor off the field. Maybe I can't decide who they're going to be having him on for, but now Dalgunu with the attacking run off the back of the scrum. Sam Carter, it was actually Carter, Ben Carter, that is the name there. Elliot D, they are showing that he is on the field now for Ryan Elias as well. James O'Connor now out to Ikitau. Curtly Bell looking for the draw and pass. Nick Tompkins makes a big tackle on him though. Trying to wrestle him backwards. 35 out now for the Wallabies. Can they put the final seal on this game? Angus Bell driving his way forward. Even if they score now, the game is long from over. It's going to be now Tate McDermott fires it back to James O'Connor. Marked up well by Halaholo. Was able to get right onto him as soon as possible, but it is Paisami who has taken his way off the field now. Hunter Paisami, it is not Hunter Paisami, because that is Hunter Paisami, and he is going to be dragged down 5 meters out. Finds the offload now to Tate McDermott. Who are they taken off? I believe it may have been Lee Nicotell, who he did go off for. I'm looking around for who he replaced. It's going to be Rob Leota now for Kenny. Draw and pass here for Laufeyang for the corner for Lipo Dalgunu. scores the try there for the Wallabies. And they are possibly going to be able to take the lead now in this game. They are fired up for the Principality Stadium. And that is going to be the try for Filippo Dalgunu now. And that one to the try scorers list. Filippo Dalgunu has been able to score it there. And Paisami went through. They did just have this animation saying that he had gone off the field, but I saw him. He was running up the middle of the field. And that is exactly what he needed to do. Able to break the line and up the Wallabies try as well. Yes, go the Wallabies as well. Oh, my God, as well. And also we have got their damn, says Fluffy, and who made excuses, says he spoke down, try in the chat from Sebastian up the Wallabies. And away what as well, or what, in the chat from, it was the May 5, Filippo Dalgunu. Able to score it beautifully, almost landed on his head with that celebration, but he was able to do the key, lads. What are the permutation, for the number one spot after tonight's game? So pretty much all New Zealand need is a win, and they will move back up into the number one position in the world. Whereas if it is going to be the way of France, if France win it, then New Zealand will remain in number two, and then they will still be in number one for the Springboks. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. My brain stopped working there for a second. No, says Jan. And also we have got their Kaboom and Zap attack as well in Wales, Sweden right now, says Hitman. And also, are we going to have 1 point game 2 games in a row? Could be the case here. We will have to wait and see. And also we have got the oi, what a ripper, says Mark there. And Savas, even with a 21-9 penalty count, still had the check to blame the ref. O'Connor strikes it. O'Connor hits the post, and he doesn't convert there, James O'Connor, so it's still going to be a 1 point game between these two sides, and Khaleesi took the loss on the chin. Congratulations the Poms as well there from Esbok, and at least the Wobblies will get a mention in Australian media if they win. And an O'Connor missed as well, says that man, he did indeed just hit in the post. Something we've seen quite a bit today. I bit my tongue again. That's unfortunate. It's the other side this time. Now taken nicely by Tom Wright. They still need 1 more point here for the Wallabies. 8 minutes left. Yep, I can confirm Wales are sweating right now as well, says Lick Boy. Also, we have got their box like to talk a big game, but also O'Connor with the George emoji there from Sebastian. Tell you what, we will put the George emoji up in the corner for you guys as well now that it has been mentioned. And we will go like this, and we will go like this as well. That is how the Australian supporters will be feeling right at this moment. We are up against the corrupt World Rugby, and we are on the way to winning as well. And I'm not talking about the players as well, says Cooper Cronk there. It's going to be kicked high. And it's going to be the line out. That tongue bite, I actually really got it. But luckily, I haven't bit it enough that it had started swelling up, because or else then that would be very hard to talk throughout the later stages. But nonetheless, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back in a very short moment for New Zealand versus France. It's going to be an absolutely epic encounter between the two sides. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated. And we are on the road to 8,000 subscribers. We are hoping to hit it by the end of the year. Hopefully, we can get there. But now at this stage, it is going to be now Elliot D, who has got this line out there. He looks like he has well and truly headbutted a silver line, because he has got paint on his face. Going in nicely there for Wales. And now Halaholo with the attacking run, tackled hard by, once again, for Kitty getting involved in this one. Now, once again, it is going to be in the hands of Davis. Gareth Davis, that is. And Davis, once again, with the carry. There's a lot of Davises out there at the moment. Injury on duty as well. Says Dowie there. Good backline movement now. Liam Williams drawing pass out to the hands of Johnny McNichol. Trying to break back on the inside. Places the ball nicely. Back foot Davis once again now. It is going to be the cutout pass there from Priestland. Looking for the offload. Does find it offload. Does end up with the knock on though. And now it will be the step from Tom Wright attacking the line. Offload back to Lockie Swinton. A lot of offloads happening in the last little moment of this game. Tate McDermott fires it back now once again. Curtly Bill. Cut out pass. Bounces up for Filippo Dalgunu with a standing start. Tries to step through, and Priestland able to drag him down on the 22. Penalty to Australia. Do you call this savage as well? And says it was Darren Smith there. I never blamed any referee. What are you talking about? And also 91 likes. He's going to do 100 as well. We are only 9 away. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. I do enjoy talking to you guys throughout all these live streams, and also the fact that this game's very hard to predict. Another game that is only 1 point difference at the moment. And if it stays this way, it will be the second game in a row that is only split by the 1 point. The game between Japan and Scotland actually only split by 9 points as well. Did I say you as well? Says Kevin Cronk there. And if a French prop scores a hat trick, we have to take a bath with a toaster as well. Says a passion also. What are you worried about? what New Zealand does shows you insecurities, as well, says AJ there, but now it is going to be once again for Lau Whainga. We're up to 75 minutes gone in this game. And now it is going to be a free kick for the Wallabies. They are able to take this one quickly for not being in the situation for Wales. They've decided to kick it high, though. Lockie Swinton trying to line it up in the end, not able to take it nicely, but that man, Johnny McNichol, has been able to 40 metres out now from their own line here, Wales. Passing the ball back once again. It is going to be Priestland now. Halaholo on the outside goes to Tompkins, lined up early. Good tackle there from Ikitau. So he is out on the field as well. So who have they replaced at this stage? Is it Kurtley Bill that they have taken off the field? I believe it might be for the Wallabies now. Good tackle once again here for the Wallabies. And now Wales, they are working hard to try and get themselves maybe one more try on this one. Josh Adams now, South's the dummy, goes now, cut him back on the inside now. Oh, Rob Leota makes a big tackle on him. And it is now going to be still on the side of Wales. Only 4 minutes left in this game. AJ, with a name like that, he's definitely not a Kiwi as well. And I swear that game clock has slowed down as well. Says Stick Boy, yeah, at this stage it is feeling like the seconds are ticking by like minutes now. Liam Williams sells the dummy for Ketty, able to drag him down. Bouncing back to his feet, but not able to wrestle the ball back on the side of the Wallabies. Now quick hands here. Gonna be once again in the ball up, Aaron Wainwright. Is it gonna be the penalty to the Wallabies? It is indeed now. It's gonna be a hard kick. 45 metres out. Will Skelton get on that? And he was able to get another close score as well. And you from New Zealand as well, says Trampy Dingo for AJ. And also we have got the chat penalty, says Jared. And also I'm smashing something else right now. Sorry, says Joe Brown. England won. We must learn from it and do better next time as well, says Spock. And also New Zealand will be fine, says Cobus. Yeah, and the jab, but Will Skelton straight on the ball, and the man was able to win the penalty for his side as well. Fatigue, really, I've never heard of a fatigue AB. Sorry, I'm from a different generation. They play for blood, as I said, Shane there, and also for Ketty as a centre, says Dwayne. So I'm wondering who they are playing at fullback at the moment, because they have still got Lena Katau, they have still got Hunter Paisami, they've got Dalgunu, and also they have got Tom Wright out on the wing. So I guess it is going to be, what am I trying to say? I guess it is that they did replace Kurtley Bill, and maybe they're just kind of rotating a little bit as well. Come on. Yeah, Lika Botherers, as well, says it was Fluffy there. And come on, Stalia in the chat from Brett. And also, oh, well, the sub with the power play. Come on, Australia, for the Southern Hemisphere win as well. But now Kurtley Bill is now out on the field as well. So who did Fekete make his way onto the field for? Because they said Ikitau earlier on. Hunter Paisami is certainly still out there. So I assume he is replacing Lenikatau, but I'm not too sure because everyone still seems to be out there as well. Another mental game finale, bloody hell, as well, says Sebastian there, and great commentary again, bro. Kurtley Bill now, first kick of the match for him. Plenty of distance needed for this one. 78 minutes in could be the difference between these two sides, but from 45 out, Kurtley Bill, he strikes it. He strikes it well, straight down the middle, and Australia now take the lead, 28 points, 2:26 now. And 2 minutes left with the red card. Can they do what they did up against France a few months ago in the July internationals? Are they going to be able to do it? That is a big question, but great job there from Kurtley Bill. The first strike of the match from Australia, says Daniel, and squeaky bum time. Says Thick Boy there, and go the home nations. Ireland beat the All Blacks. England beat the sore losers in Xbox. England nearly there as well, says Barbara. It's taken nicely there. Kurtley Bill breaking the line as well. Oh, he's kicked it downfield, or tried to anyway, but he has been tackled there. And now Wales with the counter-attack. Liam Williams wrestled down by Len Ikitau. It's got their little commentator trying to curse, as well, says Bimini, and also we've got their come on Aussies, don't muff it as well. And also Aussies playing with 16 men now at this stage. Going to be driving their way forward for Wales. It did go backwards. 1 minute and a half left in this fixture now. Going to be stepping from Nick Tompkins, trying to find the offload and keeping the ball alive. Liam Williams on the outside. Josh Adams doesn't decide to use him yet. And Tom Wright is the man who did try and get in that breakdown now once again, passing the ball back. Dan Bigger now with a nice step there from, it was the number 18, Dylan Lewis. Looks like Wales will be able to close out this game with the possession, but can they close it out with some form of points to win them this game? Rob Leota makes their tackle now. They are 45 metres out here for Wales. You would say it's almost right on the edge of the range for someone to take a kick now. It's going to be a good run forward from Johnny McNichol. Straight on the ball there for Fekete. Not able to get it though. Now going back. Priestland once again in contact. They are doing well to hang on to this ball here. For Wales rushing forward there. The referee almost got nailed. It's going to be Aaron Wainwright driving forward, 30 seconds left now in this game. Going to the short side here. They have got numbers as well. It's going to be the draw and pass on the inside. Liam Williams dragged down there, 10 metres out there. What a tackle from Palau Painga. Just a couple metres out here for Wales. They are going to be right on the try line now. 5 metres, 10 phases in to their phase play. They cannot afford to drop the ball. If they score here, they win. If they don't score, Australia will be the side that win it. But if Australia give away a penalty, they will end up losing this game as well. We have got their Wales. Never be like to be in front, so we'll lose again as well, says Brian there. But at this stage now, round the side, Aaron Wainwright, the discipline of the Wallabies is so important in these late stages, and Wales, their handling is going to be important as well. They need to make sure they stay on side here, behind the hindmost foot. Rushing forward now for Wales. Closer and closer to the line, still available for them. Up to 15 phases close. Now he's backing himself there. I believe it was Dane Basham trying to bash his way over the try line. Still available for them. They have been told to stay behind the hindmost foot. It's an advantage. It's an advantage against Lockie Swinton. And now Wales, they can just close out this game, but they will keep on trying to hit the ball up. They want to score the try here. One last in this match. It's going to be Christ Chinsa. Close to the line, just short. Once again now. And it's going to be held up, but it's going back for the penalty, and that is going to be the game for Wales if they can kick this penalty. We have got the Wales with 20 players, as says Jared there, flopping over the ball. Says Jared there, and also what was Bill thinking getting away like that as well? Yeah, it seemed like maybe running it out would have been the better option. I'm still here, says Trampy Dingo. Welcome in, and the crowd is going off, says Novum, as they would. 17 phases in there for Wales. And Priestland, he is going to be kicking this one for the post to be able to win the game for the Welsh. Here we have got their Come On Wallabies, and they play in the game in my kitchen as well, says Katie Dixon. I'm still here. And also we have got their Come On Aussie from a Kiwi, says Champagne there, and Wales won in the chat. Come on Wales there as well. And Aussies must take this, says Cobus there in the chat. And now at this stage, looks like Wayne Pivak, he is taking a big sigh of relief now, I should say. But the thing is, he needs to kick this one, Priestland. He's from about 20 metres out. He cannot take this kick lightly. That was Dets as well. This game's going to be split by 2 points, which means if the trend is correct, All Blacks versus France only going to be split by 3. And that is coming up in a very short moment. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because we are going to be in the situation of we are going Priestland strikes. Priestland gets it, and Wales get themselves the win at the end of this game. They will be winning at 29 points to 28. Sorry, only a 1 point contest once again. A really choice game of footy as well. And both the Australian scrubbers to New Zealand and England as well. And a really choice game of footy. And you feeling tired, mate, as well, says Barbara. Not too bad at this stage. And I hope you are going to commentate on the Wales A team in the Six Nations. It was great watching the Autumn B team with you subscribed as well, says Timmy. Thank you very much, mate. And we are certainly going to be covering the Six Nations on this channel. So if you guys are new, be sure to hit that like button. 2 close matches, says Rio Gamer. Yeah, 2 games only split by 1 point. Doesn't get much closer than that for these last 2. So hopefully the next game that we do get to see between France and the All Blacks will also be a close game, but we will be covering that game. We will be starting in only a couple minutes time. So if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, I will be putting that there now. That is the link to travel over to our next live stream, which will be starting up in a very short moment now. But thank you all very much for tuning in to this live stream. Like I mentioned, if you did enjoy, be sure to check it out for the Rugby Down Under podcast. We will be talking about this match and all other matches that did take place this weekend of international rugby. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for that All Blacks versus France game that is coming in a very, very short moment indeed. There we go. That is the link. We will see you all